Episode 140. We're
All
back.
Fucking bullshit. Episode 140.
baby.
Yes, I stole it. Yes. You amped?
I'm super amped now. I was actually really tired, and I just got the fucking energy, dude. As soon as the mics got on, I think it has to do something with my own like biology because I have like a lot of electricity in me. But as soon as the mic goes near me, just
You
like
have electricity in you?
I have a lot.
Dude,
more
I
than the
do.
average person.
I get shocked nonstop.
Yeah, dude.
I
telling
get
you.
shocked nonstop. Wow.
My
Maybe
mom.
that's why we're linked.
Well, it's definitely an electrical thing. I knew that way back when. My mom
Really?
has a thing. My mom, like when she does her little like running trail, she goes under like the big tower things.
So that's how. Yeah, that's
she
how
says
you get like
her
retarded kids.
her heart will fucking
It'll flutter.
flutter a little bit.
Did she
Very
do that?
sensitive to electric.
Did she do that when she was pregnant? Did she hang out with like telephone pole, like under wires and shit?
Probably, yeah.
A lot of
I would
wires.
assume.
Yeah.
She probably spent a lot of time
That's
around.
why you came out as a fucking X-Men.
I was also umbilical cord around the neck too.
Were you?
Yeah. Little fucking.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cut off some
Kill
fucking
you.
things that should be up there.
I mean, it's just
Didn't make it up to your brain.
You don't want to get into the world of birth trauma too.
Oh yeah, true.
So it's like that's like a traumatic experience.
It's a rough start.
I mean, you're totally
Welcome to
confused. You're totally confused, and you come like choking out of a vagina. Everyone's screaming and crying. You're just like, it's pretty hard.
I'm gonna make a podcast.
I can't wait to feel the energy from the mic.
Yes, dude.
Yeah, dude. There's a whole thing where people it's called like birth trauma therapy, where they try to get people into like some people use LSD, but they try to get you to remember and relive your birth, and you rebirth yourself, and like you access the memories.
So that's retarded.
Dude, some people can remember it.
No one can remember that.
You never know.
Literally, your brain is not capable of remembering that.
You would never know.
I do know.
Really?
Yes.
So there's no way you can remember.
I know the neuroscience behind that.
When do people start to remember?
Whenever I started, which was when I was about like 3. So that's when you
What's
start.
your first memory?
I remember building when my parents were building their house and the piles of dirt that I would play on.
So you like dirt piles
I
too.
love dirt piles, dude.
Dude,
I have photos of me with like a Fisher-Price construction helmet controlling the dirt piles in the backyard. And I was devastated when the house finally got finished.
Yeah, it sucks.
And the dirt piles were gone.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Dirt piles never
I
left.
know you still have dirt piles. You still love
Dirt
the piles.
never left the compound, dude. They stay.
Yeah,
There's always dirt piles.
And I would
going on.
hang out my sister's like softball games behind the dugout, the dirt
Ooh,
piles.
There's always a good dirt pile.
Good dirt piles.
There was a place in Havertown called the Stadium.
When my fat dyke sisters played fucking softball. No, I wouldn't say that, dude. Industry, if you're listening, dude, I wouldn't say shit like that. I'm Hollywood now, dude. I'm strictly business. Join the Patreon, or you're not a part of this. You're not part of this family.
And
that's all we talk about. Now
I watched
is
the
family.
Glenn show.
I can't believe you said dyke like that right away.
Please,
dude. You gotta start taking the hits.
I'll be the fucking body man, dude. I'll be the bag man.
Yes, dude. You gotta start taking some hits for me, bro.
For sure. Put whatever on me.
You said dyke.
I might as well, dude. I'm public enemy #1 in my class, dude.
Oh yeah, tell me about it,
dude. So I'm in there last night. I mean, I was about to talk about the ice pile at the Stadium in Havertown.
Wait. Hit the ice pile first. Hit the ice pile. Hit the ice pile.
It's literally just an ice pile at the Stadium, but sometimes it'd be like dyed pink. So like this weird pile of shaved ice we'd all play on as kids with whatever weird chemicals.
Whatever chemicals
we were like,
make it
sweet, let's go play on the ice pile. Yeah, you catch the ice pile at Stadium. That was awesome. But the dude, last night I'm in class. Thought I was coming off a good week, man. I mean, it's like these classes kind of melt. The kryptonite to these classes is like, all right, so as soon as you go into a solutions-based thing, you're like, so what kind of solutions you guys cooking up here? I've been here for a year now.
Yeah.
Haven't heard anything in the way of maybe coming up with, just tack one at a time.
Yeah.
People are like, that's a really good point. I never thought about it like that. I'm like, okay. So then, the class ended last time on a good note, and then this week was religion. So it's Jewish.
Someone's making some
Jewish and Muslim week, basically.
Yeah. Christian
Christian privilege, dude. Don't you forget that's a privilege now. If you're a Christian, you're a privilege. That's a privileged status. So it's like, so they're like talking about they show a TED talk. Apparently, if you go to school, all they have to do is show you YouTube clips, and they can take fucking $40,000 from you. So they just show you TED talks. This lady comes out, and she was like, "I am Muslim. They're trying to like not let Sharia law into effect, and like it's actually like a really cool set of laws, and like it's not bad at all. So like, don't be fucking don't be Islamophobic. You should definitely be down with Sharia law. It's not that bad. Don't be scared of it." So she's like, and dude, it really was like the worst most
Was she
generic-
wearing a fucking costume?
Bro, so then she's
better be.
She's dressed down. So this was the big thing. So there's a big you're jumping ahead to her big reveal.
Yeah.
Don't take her moment away.
Okay.
So dude, she's like, before I get out of here, there's one more thing I want to say, but hold on 1 second. She just disappears off to the side of the stage. I'm like, all right, she's definitely putting on like the fucking gear. Comes back. It takes actually kind of like an awkwardly long time. Comes back out in the gear and she's like, are you guys afraid of me? And everyone's like, no, you weirdo.
Oh my god.
It wasn't even the full like Shredder costume. It was just kind of like there's like the whole face. Like she came out in the Mother Teresa. So it's like, dude,
lady.
no one's getting bugged on the Mother Teresa.
Come on.
The Shredder costume is intimidating.
The full costume?
Yeah.
They look like the Pac-Man ghosts that chase Pac-Man around.
So like
That's what happened, dude. That was 9/11.
You think
9/11 was a bunch of Pac-Man ghosts chasing him.
You think
and then after 9/11, he ate the fucking thing that makes him go crush the ghosts. Yeah, that was it.
You think the towers got hit and it was like, wee, 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 wee.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, so I'm in there. The whole way over is like they're just collecting pellets all through the sky.
Chasing, dude. They hit the fucking USS Cole. Was that it? They hit the Cole.
Oh yeah.
They hit a bunch of them, and then finally they hit the motherlode.
Yeah.
Hit the jackpot, and then the Pac-Man ate one of those dots that makes him chase the ghost. The ghost's like, oh fuck. We chased him. Should have done it.
So this lady does that, and then they pause it there. The teacher's like, that was pretty crazy how like she came off and like put the dirt like the hijab or whatever on
the durka.
The durka. She's like, that was pretty powerful. Do you guys have any thoughts on that? I'm just in my head like, well, obviously
nothing was impressive about what I just saw.
It was like I knew she was going to go do that first of all, and it was just that was like the most uninformative talk I've ever seen in my life. I'm kind of mad that we're sitting here and like you guys are just showing me fucking YouTube clips. I could do this by myself. I do this by myself, and I do a better job at it. So I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm just sitting in class. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna chill on this shit. And then it comes up to she's like, now we're gonna talk about Jewish oppression. So I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay.
Uh-oh.
Dude, the video and anti-Semitism. They said, I'm like, all right, whatever video they pick. It was just like
definitely not Muslims.
White nationalists, and like the roots of anti-Semitism come from Europe. And in my head, I'm like, what? You guys are going to talk about like there's like pre-Christian anti-Semitism. You're going to start, and all I brought up, I was like, so we watched the whole thing. It's just people on there who are like, the word globalist is a slur for Jews, and I'm like watching this, and I'm like, what the fuck? So like, they're like, how does everyone feel? And there was one, someone was in there who was Jewish, and they were like, you could tell it was Jewish Day, dude. I think they were excited.
What, the Jew was hyped?
I mean, dude, it's like everyone's
I've been telling everyone things aren't going well for us.
Dude, so it was like,
finally.
Well, it was like, the shining moment, and I should have maybe, again, this is the critique I received. Maybe it was the wrong time to like talk about being shown what I believe was propaganda. But I was just like, dude, my problem, I'm like, it's not with the content of the video, although it's strange they started the history in like Europe 100 years ago, but whatever. Aside from that's a weird place to start the ball. But it was like, why are we being shown these like very specific and politically driven clips on these topics? Like, why does it have to be like that? It's really bizarre to me to have to view this whole thing through a very narrow political lens. And people were like, oh, what narrow political lens? Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, neo-Marxism. Like, it was on the syllabus that we were going through these topics through a neo-Marxist lens. It says it on there. I'm like, that's a really weirdly constricted political view, and there's no reason to like strictly go through that view for these things.
Damn, dude, you are a fucking new age JP.
Bro, it's insane. It's
bloody insane.
It's like, dude,
the neo-Marxists are taking over the classroom.
Dude, they are.
So they are taking over the classroom.
I didn't get to talk.
Every university.
I didn't get to talk to you last week.
All of academia.
Dude, last week we watched a video.
The globalists.
Did I tell you about the video?
What video? Bro, I haven't talked to you like this.
True, we haven't
chatted, dude.
The video.
You've been getting some fucking hotel calls from the bull, dude, out there covered in his own piss. What was the video?
Dude, it's called If These Halls Could Talk. Director Lee Manoir. This guy, he's TED Talking. He does his whole thing.
Lee Manoir?
Lee Manoir. So he brings in, it's like 3 black dudes, a black chick, 2 Latino dudes, 2 Asians, like 4 white people.
What's he, kick him out of his bodega?
No,
Does he follow him around his shop? What does Lee Manoir do?
Lee Manoir chills in traditional Chinese garb, and he's like, first of all, I can't wear this around white people. and blah, blah, blah. Dude, it was like, this shit was super aggressive to the point where...
He literally said he couldn't wear that costume around white people.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh,
and
yeah.
black people, the blacks and Puerto Ricans on stage were like, yeah, you can definitely wear that around us.
Oh, dude, it's exactly.
You won't get definitely made fun of by every person on their porch in our neighborhood.
I know. Well, you have to suspend that completely. Like that whole in this world that they're trying to get together, any misdeeds done by anyone who's not white doesn't exist and is wrong to bring up. And not even in a way of like trying to slam a whole people. There's a whole problem with people trying to slam a whole people, being like black people murder each other without going through the whole context of
Sure.
like. But it's like they're doing that in terms of like, say Trump supporters, whatever. So like I'm watching this video and it's just like people in there like, I don't know, like it's white people being like, I didn't think you guys were human. And now I do, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm like, what the fuck?
You didn't think Asians were human?
They were talking about, no, he was talking about, it was black people. He was like, I just wasn't viewing, it was a gay Southern guy. He's like, I wasn't viewing you guys as human, but I'm gay and I understand now. Dude, I'm watching this. One guy's like, dude, it was crazy. And this other white guy's like, I don't know what you want me to do. And they're like, well, he did fly out here on like a day's notice, and people like who weren't white were just like, I don't give a fuck about that. You think, oh, now it's all about him. This isn't his space. Dude, it was so crazy. It got to the point where eventually people were like, I don't know what to do. I'm just numb. And like, your numbness is a privilege. And like, I don't know what to say. And it's like, your silence is a privilege. And they're like, why aren't you crying? Like, dude cries on demand as soon as they say that. A guy's like, we're watching this, and we had to watch this via Skype because like our school had shut down because fucking power went out. So we're watching this via Skype.
Globalists shut it down.
Oh no, the globalists are cranking up the juice, dude.
Who do you think shut it down? I bet it was a Patriot, dude.
Probably was.
Patriot cut
probably
the power off.
Q probably shut the power off.
Q probably saw what was going on.
Yeah, Q was probably like, dude, I don't none of this, dude. So it was like it ended, and then it just ended with like people. It was just ended with like people being told they couldn't rationally think about these concepts. It was like they weren't allowed to talk about them. They weren't allowed to not talk about them. They weren't allowed to use rational logic on trying to explain their positions because that was just them using their privilege and trying to like dismiss other people's experience. So that's like the thing we watch. And then afterwards, the teacher's like, it just ends with everyone crying or trying to cry and being like, just like better. And they would babble stuff because they weren't trying to use like the logical part of their brains because that was like, offensive, I guess. So it's just people being like, better, like white people rocking back and forth. Like there was like black people crying too. They got hit with the Holy Spirit. So then it was like it just ended with like everybody crying and people pissed off. And there was this black dude in there who was rocking a shirt it was a Money Monster shirt, and he was wearing a fucking untied do-rag and a Money Monster shirt, and he was like, man, if you wore gear like this, people wouldn't take you seriously. And it's like, if that guy came in here, if the white guy came in here in a do-rag and a Money Monster t-shirt, you would freak the fuck out at him. It's the most insane shit.
No one should take him seriously. He's wearing an untied do-rag and a Money Monster shirt. What level of respect do you think he deserves?
Dude, the whole time,
I fear him. Dude, I fear that he's dumb enough to attack me.
His whole thing...
If he's wearing a Money Monster t-shirt, he's dumb. So he does garner respect in that department. Like, I'm going to give him his space. Let the dude with the do-rag and Money Monster shirt control his world.
He was such a nerd. This guy, there were all the dudes, everyone on there were just... It was a pure
Of course.
glimpse.
If a dude was actually wearing that outfit, like, for real, if that's what he would have... He said, this is some fucking weird shit.
Yeah,
I don't fucks with what y'all doing in here.
Dude, this guy, this whole time, it was just like, your people did this to my people. And that
made me wear this Money Monster shirt.
That was the whole logic. It was
now
like,
I only wear shirts with Looney Tunes on them because of fucking slavery, you goddamn white piece of shit.
That's what the whole thing was. And then it was like, this guy being like, white people aren't even human to me. I don't understand. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like watching this, like, this is insanity, dude. And there's Lee Manuel like, yes.
Damn.
Let the anger out. Show me those white tears. Dude, I'm sitting here like, I'm like, and my face is displayed on this computer screen because we're all like linked into this thing. And a couple times I would just like laugh, put my head down. I'm like, this is fucking nuts, dude. So then, it comes down to it.
You're gonna get bucked out of that.
I mean, they're like, what do you guys think about it? I'm like, that was the dumbest thing I've ever watched in my life. And people were like, and I'm like, dude, seeing someone cry on demand was the most insane shit I've ever, like, why aren't you crying? And a guy was like, ah! I'm like, did you guys notice that? And a couple people actually laughed. But the rest of it were people like, why are you trying to dismiss this? They start doing the same thing to me. And then the whole class now, after this, no one's ever brought this up before. After they see this shitty movie, now everyone's going like, yeah, this numbness and like quiet issue is something I've been thinking about for a long time. The people who don't speak up in this class, they're just exercising their white privilege to not speak on these things. So carrying the next, so then we have a peaceful class. What?
Maybe we forge a document.
Yeah.
And I try to become a speaker in your class.
What do you mean?
I'll go give your class a TED Talk on white fucking privilege and guilt. I'll be like, I'm a professor at UPenn. I'm going to come down here. I'll give you guys a little talk. Just get nuts in there.
Dude, they'll look at your face and picture and deny. They're so racist there. They'll be like, what is he? Nope. Wrong. Sorry.
You go Sam Hyde Drexel talk.
Oh, that'd be so fucking
Just lie your way onto a TED Talk.
Oh, dude, if you could sneak into my school and do that, it would like people would fucking cry. They would cry if a moderately political black person came in there. They would fucking cry.
Who are these people?
I mean,
who are these students?
So it's just a couple people who are like real into it. The rest of the people are quiet. They're obviously exercising their privilege to be silent because they're white. Because if you're white, you can be silent on these things, and it's your privilege. But for me, since I just talk and share yesterday, I just was like, dude, I don't know why we have to learn through political propaganda. Why we can't do these one-to-one on an individual basis. A girl got up and left the room. The one lady was like, someone attacked my family. It's white people doing this to Jewish people. I'm like, yeah, sorry. I just know I happen to know a lot of people who aren't white who also aren't big fans of Jews. And it's like this shit's like a worldwide thing across the board. It's like you guys keep trying to paint racism and evil as a strictly white phenomenon. It's like, dude, sorry, that's just not the fucking case.
Yeah.
I don't understand why this has to be explored through that lens. Especially,
we can still explore racism.
Yes, that's all I'm saying.
It just doesn't need to be like, hey, everyone, here's the scapegoat.
I mean, you can
anytime you get the group thing together and be like, hey, we know the problem of this issue that is universal.
Yes.
It's a very problematic, dangerous thing.
It's the problem. You guys squeeze the bar of soap out of your hands and you're like, oh, here it is. And it's like, it's the same fucking thing. And I'm like, how do you guys, dude, regardless. So I'm in there. And so it's like, so if I offer I was like, dude, I just thought like, is a class title multiculturalism, that there would be just like an iota of open-mindedness for me to actually share how I feel about things. The lady goes, well, that's really just your privilege, assuming that there'd be a space for you in this class. So I'm like, all right, so if you don't talk, that's privilege. If you talk, that's privilege. What does that leave? Mindless.
Who told you it was privilege to assume you'd have a space?
A white lady. Just some
How
other,
old is this fucking
They're all like 23, dude. They're all 23, 24.
My goodness.
And they all, it's like everyone,
so
but
they're
now
all hot as fuck.
The silent people.
How hot are they?
Not real, dude. Not my cup of tea, to tell you the truth. They're just
probably mine.
Yeah, for sure. But they're like,
how many have fat tits? Does the J? Do the J's have fat tits typically?
No, I would not. Like, I don't really find.
You're gonna need. I'm gonna need you to send some pics.
I don't have social media. I don't. Trust me, you wouldn't. You would. I don't even know their names. Honestly.
I'd probably strangle them to death.
You would fight them, dude. It's. I'm watching.
How nice would it be though? Like if I could just sit in, because I have nothing to lose. Like you can't.
If you came as
really come in and be like, you guys are fucking gay.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
like you'd be expelled
for sure instantly.
Yeah.
Even if I was, not even that. If I was like
to just cause them to frenzy, just to go in there and be like, "Yo, you guys want to hear a joke?"
Oh, I gotta
just hit them with a racist joke.
I got like sideways. I mean, this is my bad, but like we're talking about Euphoria, and what's the dude's name? Dominant Daddy's son.
Nate.
I was like, dude, Nate's the fucking man.
Nate is the man.
And they were like, what the fuck? And I'm like, when he came back into the party, it was like, I framed a dude. I beat up my girlfriend. Now I'm back.
Yeah, man.
I was like, yes, dude. And Brittany was like, it's fucked up. But yeah, so that alone. That's
why it's funny.
That alone, exactly. But that alone, well, people will be like, whoa, chill. I have a target on my head in this place, dude. There's going to be, like, I would be surprised. I won't be surprised if I don't make it through the next year.
It's funny. I was trying to think of a good racist joke that isn't totally unsayable.
Like what? Well,
I don't know. I'm thinking of jokes, and none of them are even sayable on this.
Obviously, but dude, so that
oh man, that's what you should have done. You should have raised your hand in the middle of the anti-Semitism thing and be like, "Hey guys, I just want to alleviate the stress here right now with a good joke. What's the difference between Jews and Santa Claus? Santa Claus goes down the chimney.
Oh, dude, it'd be lights out. It would be lights out.
It'd be chaos.
Well, even like
that's not a joke I would say.
For sure not. But my problem is like, well, my problem is like, dude, this is
that's
clear
a bad joke I heard once.
What?
I don't stand by that stuff.
Saying a racist
that's
joke?
Junk. That's junk,
dude. That's fucking junk.
That's a bunch of junk that I don't fucking.
Nate would do that. That piece
Nate
of
would,
shit, dude.
I hate that white piece of shit, dude. I don't fuck with that junk.
But dude, it's literal indoctrination. It's like, all right, so if people are not allowed to be quiet, so you're not allowed to just withhold your opinion, you're not allowed to offer your opinion outside of the accepted views of the group. It only leaves mindless conformity as an option in class.
That's what it is.
No, quite literally. And it's like, if you point it out, you get ostracized, or you have people come up to you in a very, I call the place the Kremlin. I'm like, yo, fucking back in the Kremlin. People laugh at it, but people know, they're like, this is fucking weird and fucked up.
Dude.
And it's not racist to be like, to reject a narrative that paints white people as a ubiquitous negative force in the world. That's a bad thing to teach people. Like, I don't understand how I have to fucking...
I'm so proud of your vocabulary.
Thanks, bro.
From fucking episode 1 of this till now,
I'm in grad school,
vocabulary
bro.
is fucking insane.
I'm in grad school, bro.
Ubiquitous?
Yeah, dude.
Come on, man.
Come on, baby.
These were back when...
Monolithic,
when you
baby.
Woo. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I was retarded when I started.
You were fucking retarded, and you only read these words. So you
I
would
couldn't
just be
say them.
tossing
I know. Now I hear them. Fraught. That's a word.
How fraught are you?
It's fraught. Well, the situation's fraught. That's a word everyone
Fraught
uses.
with tension.
Well, it's kind of when people want to say something that
Right?
like might
Isn't that how you say it?
fraught
with
or like
tension?
just fraught with problems. They're like, well,
Yeah.
situation's kind of fraught. But dude, this is like scaling out. Like, there's a guy.
My dick is fraught with fucking pubes right now, dude. I haven't touched it in a while. I gotta fucking
Really?
trim this way.
I ordered a trimmer.
How fraught are you? How fraught are your pubes? How fraught is your pubes?
I'm like on a nice eighth. Dude, that was something I thought about the other day of like how you were just a boy, you got pubes and just went down you went into a wormhole of like, it just didn't stop.
Yeah, it still hasn't stopped.
I know, which is fucking nuts.
I finally blacked out once and shaved my pubes.
Did you?
For the first time when I was a young boy.
Full baby?
Yeah. Woke up the next day like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I didn't touch my pubes forever.
Really?
When I was younger?
Yeah, I guess I didn't.
High school
I didn't
and
until
shit.
like college.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like high school, I went through full bush.
Maybe I had it. Maybe I should. In
I know
college,
for a fact I didn't touch them until my freshman year of college, and I just went full fucking bald.
I did the same thing.
In the group shower in my dorm. Shaved an entire
the football
bush,
team.
An entire bush of pubes.
Oh.
And then woke up the next morning put my hand down my pants to touch my dick, and it was
Well, you can irritate
this
it too.
is nice. And of course it got very irritated.
Yeah, you can.
I think I used this fucking straight razor.
Oh, dude.
I was fucking hammered, bro.
Do you ever slice your balls a little bit when you
Yeah.
shave? That hurts
Nick
like a
'em.
motherfucker. Yeah, that hurts like a bitch. Yeah, man. That dude, that shit. I'm telling you, it was the most. I have to meet with my teacher in person.
Imagine walking into that bathroom in that dorm.
seeing a bunch of pubes.
Just seeing a bushel, dude. The floor was fraught with pubes. Just walking in like,
I mean,
on
it was
like
the
a Sunday morning.
It was the janitor who saw it.
No. This was a suite. So it was like me and like 4 other dudes.
Oh, you weren't in the
So, like,
locker
it
room.
was a very small amount of people that shared this bathroom.
Got you. I thought this was a football.
Yeah.
I thought you did a locker room bird shave.
They ran into a full fucking.
I thought you were like any given Sunday, everyone was in there getting hyped, and you're like, hold on, I'll be out.
Hold
And
on,
fucking-
So, yeah, and another thing about that video, it's the same thing. It's that thought. It's like making someone cry. Like that's like you see the same thing when people catch the Holy Spirit in like some weird church where they're like, and now you have this, and everyone's like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
And it's the
It's
same.
like faith
it's
healing.
the same thing.
Well, John McWhorter, that's the dude I watch. He's on the Glenn Show a lot.
Yeah.
Gerby's likes him a lot. He talks about this whole thing, like anti-racism as a religion, and it's like it is.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you bring up things, it's like talking to my mom about anything. And that's the young stuff where they talk about how once religion kind of fades away, that same energy center pours into somewhere else. And right now, these people are like religious zealots with this weird political stuff, and they only get. And that my whole point yesterday was like, your guys' news or your guys' information comes strictly through the media. Like you guys are being wholly propagandized. Like you don't read, like they'll critique like theorists, and it's so funny. Every critique on like Freud or anyone will just or Erickson. They're like, well, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's like a very like Western kind of view. And it's like they haven't read any of the person's work whatsoever.
Fires me up.
And it's like, dude, if I was in China right now and I was like, yeah, I hear what you guys are saying. It's kind of an Eastern take. They'd be like, yeah, dickhead, we're in fucking China.
And they'd be like, all right, come outside. We're going to hit you with a stick. We're going to hit you with a stick for a half hour, and then you're going to go back in and just shut the fuck
It's
up.
like, yeah, I see what you guys are saying with like your whole like 27 books you wrote and you kind of speak like 7 different languages. I've never read any of your stuff, but I'm going to say like it's kind of Western.
Yeah, it's probably pretty Western.
It's kind of individualistic and a little bit problematic on that
Very
front.
individualistic of you, but meanwhile, meanwhile, here's my pronouns, and if you get them wrong, I'm gonna fucking cry. Very individualistic. I'm more fucking Eastern, where I'm just one with the community. Also, if you say my name wrong, I'll fucking spaz. The whole thing is a butt fuck, dude.
It's insane, dude. So now, and people say like, "Oh, you're being ridiculous." In West Philadelphia, around Clark Park, right?
Yeah.
And dude, I don't want to fight. I don't want to have to fucking. I don't want to be a political mouthpiece. I don't like that. I'm like any good black conservative. What happens? I end up getting pimped out by fucking angry white conservatives, and I don't want to fall in the Thomas Sowell.
What do you think
hole.
this is?
Exactly,
what do you think
dude.
this podcast is?
Yeah, I know.
I'm an angry white conservative.
I'm gonna get sucked into it.
And I'm using my black conservative.
I know, dude.
You're speaking the truth, dude. I just sit back.
Exactly. This is what happens.
Just let it flow.
This is what happens to all great black conservatives. We get pimped out by conservative think tanks
by
until we realize.
sassy daddies.
Happened to Glenn Lowry. Glenn Lowry ended up smoking crack, dude, and got disgraced from his fucking dude. I love that guy.
That's a disgraceful move, though.
It's funny because he'll introduce himself I watch like his academic videos, and he'll be like in like a intellectual think tank, and he's like a little something about me. I used to actually work for the GOP, got involved in a scandal, and was removed, but now I'm a teacher. He's a teacher at Brown. He got caught smoking crack with hookers. Now he's a teacher at Brown. Dude,
is that the guy that was in D.C.? No, that guy had to be a Democrat.
Who?
The mayor of D.C. who got caught smoking crack?
No,
in a hotel room? That guy was a Democrat.
Lowry is from D.C., but I think he's from D.C. I forget. No, he's from the south side of Chicago. But he's a fucking teacher at Brown. Dude, you listen to his podcast. Him and John McWhorter wrote a book on slurs. Dude, I have a clip of it's fucking harsh. Because he's a black dude.
Well, all right.
He's a clip of it. This is him from...
This is Matt McCusker.
I can't, dude.
Play it. Fuck it.
It's fucking...
Fuck it. It's not us.
Well,
this is a black guy's work.
It is funny because this dude's he's a linguist. Because they were like trying to, and if you watch the Glenn show, it's at Blogging Heads TV. They're trying to figure out where. So he's like, you're a professor of the humanities. Like, actually, I'm like in the Slavic studies department. This guy is like a boss.
Studying the Slavs?
He's a boss linguist, dude. He's writing a book on the origin of the English language.
Dude, wait a second. So this is a professor at Brown studying Slavs?
No. The professor, he's a professor at Columbia. John McWhorter is a professor of linguistics at Columbia.
He's a white guy.
Black dude.
A black dude studying Slavs?
Yeah, because
Wow,
he's so
that
deep.
seems like a seat of privilege to be looking down upon the Slavic people from an Ivy League university and studying them. That's a very privileged
McWhorter would not disagree. Well, McWhorter would just call you gay for saying the word privilege. He doesn't. Him and Lowry.
But then me and the Slavs would fucking rise up and behead him.
No, but he's the only person. He knows.
He loves the Slavs.
His take on his language stuff is so obscure. He was basically saying like, I can say whatever I want because like no one else knows the origins of like Slavic language. So I'm so needed in universities that like, what the fuck are people going to say? So he wrote a book on the like etymology of basically like bad words and like how like our curse words basically are just a reflection of our deepest fears.
Yeah.
Like Voldemort basically. So whatever we're super like, damn, like hell was the scariest shit at one point. So damn, people are like, whoa, don't say that.
Yeah.
Like fuck, like the weird sex thing. So now he said that obviously racial slurs are like the big slurs now. But he wrote a book about like where they came from, how they originated. And I screen grabbed him talking about it through the podcast because he uses the terms and it sounds so fucking harsh when he says them, but he's a black dude and he's just like, dude, it's so fucking funny. Dude.
Slav was slave, right? That's what they think. I think Slav came from.
And now those taboos are about. Get ready, listeners. This can be hard. Get ready. You ready? It's about nigger, faggot, and cunt. That is our profanity today.
That's how he's rocking.
Is that the new Louis special?
No, dude. That's and it was like Glenn Lowry being like, "Well, I could see how you kind of take like pride, like you like to rib people by saying these words, the B word, bitch, the F word," and he'll just say all of them himself. So just two guys using all the slurs for like an hour and just being like, "Well, we're using it in a strict scientific sense," and they're black dudes.
Dude, I'm stuck on the Slavs right now. That's such a fucking. Historically, they just got fucking butt fucked for forever.
Yeah.
Like I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere that Slavic came from literally just slaves.
Yeah.
Because the Roman Empire and then the Russians and throughout history they've just literally been a land of people that were used by every empire around them.
Probably.
Like forever.
Yeah.
The Middle East would rise up, grab them.
They don't talk about that, bro.
Well, of course not.
When you talk about empires, there's one empire, bro. They don't bring up
the Romans?
Not even though they don't even talk about the Romans, bro. They talk about just colonial forces in America.
Like,
if you bring up when the Middle East was wilding out, people are just kind of like, "Come on, dude." chill with that shit. It was just bizarre. It's fucking
What do you mean
hilarious.
when? How about today?
Yeah, I know. So so it's like, I mean, dude, and I hate.
You should bring up the slave workers in Qatar building the new World Cup stadiums.
It's not true.
Full slavery.
Obviously,
full
untrue.
thousands of people dying.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And dude, oh Jesus Christ! So the thing we were watching was on Al Jazeera. So it's sponsored by Qatar.
Yeah.
So like we're watching our scholarly sources are propaganda from Qatar. And I'm like, this is weird. We're basing our things off of viral videos, edited very specifically from a certain narrative. That's not a very scholarly thing to do. And people are like, you by thinking of these things in like logical terms is just offensive because you're denying my experience. So it's like, okay, but even if everyone you know feels a certain way,
I can't even fucking begin to.
it's insane.
This bothers me,
Dude, and then but my thing is like they're like, well, like someone from in this setting I'm in, your race carries power in terms of what you say, how much it matters. So like if a black lady is like get mad and tell her feelings and like just freak out at me, it's taken as like, well, this has happened to my family, and everyone's like, well, see, and it's like, okay, if I had come from like a Kentucky coal mining town and I was like, this is how everyone I know thinks and believes, that doesn't make me right. You know what I mean? It's like, so in these courses,
I got booed in Canada when I said everyone I grew up with, or like where I'm from, is Trump. Like everybody I know votes for Trump.
oh yeah,
They booed in Canada. And I was like, oh, booing where someone's from. That sounds like something a Trump supporter might do in your eyes, right? And they were like, I was like, anyway, you guys are being fucking gay.
they all started laughing.
And I was like, also Trump getting shot would be hilarious.
and they were just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's like if you, they're telling you, so in this class, you're not allowed to you have to suspend your logical faculties. You can't disagree.
Faculties. Hell yeah, dude.
I know, dude. You can't be quiet. You can't disagree. And you can't think about things logically because that's offensive. It's literal political indoctrination, like to a T.
Indoctrination.
And imagine if you're 23. It's just like your social world. I told the two of the people in my class, I'm like, I don't really give a fuck if anyone likes me. Like, I'm friends with these two people. I'm like, I didn't really come here to like make friends. I'm 33. And they're like, you don't be our friends. I'm like, you guys are my friends. Like, I was like,
I'm not your friend.
I was like, if I was fucking 21 and I came here and like my girlfriend's sitting across from me, I would just button up and be like, yeah, that's actually like totally how I feel about everything. Dude, the social pressures to put a fucking 18-year-old in this is brainwashing. Because it's like, what am I, not going to get pussy? I'd be like, yeah, dude, sign me up for whatever fucking crazy shit you
Yeah,
guys are
but
talking
wait for that swing back. When those kids hit the real world and then are like, man, I was fucking gay back then.
Yeah, but a lot of them
you-
doubled down, dude. They doubled down. Dude, right now in there's a
I was
piece of-
gay. I was
In
gay when
college?
I was.
I'm
I mean,
not gonna lie.
kinda.
I was fucking sick in college. I was too sick. I had to like wrangle it in.
No, I did like in high school. I did like hold up Bush signs in our parking lot. I was like, George W. I was like, W rules.
Wait, hold up. You were
I had a Bush.
You were protesting
Cheney.
Bush
I was
protesters?
in the parking lot. My friend had it.
Stop.
So I just kept holding it up because a bunch of our other classmates were upset.
I thought you were protesting Bush. You were like
No, I was
Bush
pro.
rules.
Yeah. Wow. I was holding it up in the parking lot, being like, dude, W, 4 more years.
Oh my god, dude, that's awesome. Well, it was funny because I was talking to someone in class and they were saying how like someone at their work is a black Muslim Trump supporter, and how no one knows how to talk to him. And she's 1-to-1. We're talking. I'm like, yeah, there's like variation between the different
Yeah,
races
some
and how they
people
do
are
stuff. Exactly. And she's like, yeah, no. And then we go back to class and it just becomes a whole different mode of talking and relating. And it's like, dude, it's fucking crazy. It's insane. It's really bad, dude. Now there's a pizza place in West Philly where and again, it's like, I don't really know the details, but basically the guy fired a black employee and a bunch of other people resigned and were like, this person's racist. This person's a gentrifier. Apparently this guy was born in Southwest Philly himself. He trains at an all-black boxing gym where they call him White Snipes because he's so fast. They think he's Wesley Snipes. And apparently this guy's like a wild racist. Even he hires like an all-black staff and stuff, and he just fires people. Because when you're in a restaurant, you have to fire people.
You know, racists have had all black staffs before, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's hiring. He's in his
I think
head.
that's how a racist would describe a plantation.
Well, no, dude. It's like
What, my staff?
It's
It's just my staff.
it's mixed. It's like he has like black people cooking here and there. He's got some people here. So it's like it's a mixed
Got him.
environment.
He set him to work.
He's
putting him to work.
He's from the neighborhood. He grew up in that neighborhood.
Putting him to work.
Yeah.
So a
Gave
white
him
guy's
jobs.
putting the black people to work.
Yeah, he gave him jobs. He had the audacity to fire a black person.
Well,
now, dude, they erected.
Does he know his experience?
No.
Okay, so he can't fire him.
Well, I mean, he grew up down the street from the
Nope,
guy, but it's
different experience.
dude. So they put a chain in front of this bar. And
Oh,
they're,
whoa! They're putting chains out.
yeah, they're blockading this guy's bar by being like, and of course, it's all photo opportunities. You get 4 white people being like, "We're protesting a black guy getting fired. Don't blah blah blah. Here's my Facebook link and my Twitter." Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, get out. They're going to go business to business and start trying to oust business owners and be like, yeah, this person's racist. Get this business
I
out
only
here.
support Irish American businesses.
Yeah, man. That's what you should
That's
do.
all I do.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
Every comedy show, I'm like, yo, first off, give it up for the staff. This is an all Irish American owned business.
But these are mostly white people doing this,
Yeah, of course.
which is like, dude, what
And
are you guys?
black, and ladies with like
Sure,
dreads
and that's the other thing the program
that
doesn't.
went to an Ivy League school.
Yes, exactly. And now they're like, okay, I can do
Usually
this.
light skin.
A lot of
typically.
the times,
Typically.
Yeah,
That's
there's
just what I see.
yeah, no, I hear that.
Usually a white dad is involved.
I think that's a hard double down too, because then it's like, because you get a lot of flack if you're like super light skinned, you get a lot of flack from
Yeah.
super black people who are like, you're not black.
There's
So then,
usually a
like,
white parent
You
involved.
get a degree and you learn all the history, and you're like, you guys want to learn some cool shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
check this out.
I'm a Black Panther now.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Black Panthers are great.
bro.
My
I mean,
dad-
look, that was my rant about school. It was the weirdest shit. I have to go back tomorrow for my final class. I wrote I have a little 1-page thing of all my points I want to get across. I was going to do silent fucking protest. I'm like, I'm not talking. This is insane. But I'm like,
You could Gandhi out, dude. You should hunger strike.
well, that's what I don't. That's a privilege, dude. I'm at odds where if I'm quiet, that's privilege. If I expect to be able to speak honestly, or something is a privilege.
I know you're not allowed to ever say it about being Irish, but your people come from a long line of,
I mean, dude,
rebelling.
Dude,
dissent.
there was people. That's true.
So you have it in you.
I obviously, dude, I do. There was
Can't sit back and let this happen.
there was a lady yesterday. I kind of snapped. There was a lady yesterday who was like, someone threatened my mother because she was Jewish and he was a white guy. So I don't understand why you're trying to say that anti-Semitism isn't strictly a white problem. And I was like,
Isn't strictly a white problem.
dude, I'm like, do you guys want to start listing times people of certain colors did bad things to each other? Do you guys want to go down that rabbit hole?
Yeah.
Dude, they're all just like, I was like, you want to go down that rabbit hole? Had a couple Glock 9s to the face, dude.
It's like, why don't you...
It's like, you guys, are we listing things people did by ethnicity that were bad to us? Is that a good fucking idea?
And
Dude.
as a Jewish person, it's like, why don't you go live in a Muslim country and pay an extra tax because of your religion?
Yeah.
And then probably get fucking attacked whenever the new regime takes over.
Yeah, or
And
just be
finally
like,
get your fucking head cut off.
or to be like this fucking conservative white Christian force. It's like, dude, go through the GOP and see how many high-ranking GOP members have dual citizenship to Israel and the United States. So there's a lot of Jewish dudes in the GOP, dude. It's like they act as if like all Jew and that's the thing. They're like Jewish people, black people, Latinos, and it's like, will you guys get the fuck out of here with that? Sorry, no, no, stop. That's so annoying to me.
What is? That the Jews are trying to be black?
Like, well, now us as Jews have to all link, and it's like, dude, go check the fucking GOP. Go look at the GOP stats, dude. The high-ranking GOP. It's like, get the fuck out of my face, man. Stop with that shit, dude. I can't, dude. Can't even. It's like, you guys are white. Stop. You guys are white guys.
Kushner? Isn't fucking Trump's brother-in-law a fucking
That's nothing, dude.
son-in-law?
Yeah, that's nothing. And it's
Trump
not
dog,
even
dude.
like, guys, do you? You guys are killing it, man. But don't be double dipping, dude. You can't fucking play both sides of the coin.
Don't
Stop
be oppressor and victim.
Yeah, which is insane. That whole way of looking at the world is fucking
But
insane.
yeah, once victim became currency, who do you think jumped all over that?
Yeah, man.
I'm not saying who. You do the math.
Dude, to watch again. I'm watching it. This whole thing, it sucks because it's like, it just sucks having to deal with this stuff because it's like it's so easily picked apart and like, oh my god, you think? And it's like, dude, I hear you. There's a ton of idiots on the other side of this. I know this, but they're also not in control of fucking institutions right now. Like if I were to have this a college where I just like blasted Fox News all day and I'm like, yo, check out Tucker on this issue, they would shut it down. They'd be like, this is insane. What are you doing? That's my school, just on the other side. It's like crazy, bro. Sorry,
Yeah, man.
I got it. I'm done.
No,
I'm
that's
done with it, bro.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, they are fucking people up, man. People are getting brainwashed, and people now are practicing it on businesses, being like, not in our neighborhoods. This is Clark Park is the front lines of gentrification, and it's like, no. First of all, no, it's not. Second, that's a whole weird concept in and of itself. It's like if a white guy goes, the whole thing, the white flight logic is like if a black person moves in my neighborhood, real estate drops. That's like the racist ideology behind that. But then on the reverse, to be like if white people move in, real estate rises. You're kind of affirming the negative racist take that like black people devalue. It's like no, they don't. White people increase value. It's like what the fuck are you guys talking about? It's crazy, dude. I mean, look, it's just a weird thing to think of it that way.
Who controls real estate predominantly?
Realtists. I was a realtist, dude.
Yeah, you were a good realtist.
Yeah. But no, it's like, whatever. The only thing that makes sense is the individual level. And it's like, if you say that now, you're accused of colorblind racism and you're like perpetuating white supremacy. It's like, good Jesus, dude, I can't, dude. They're fucking tying me down at every fucking move. It's crazy.
That's how they do it.
Who are you talking about?
The leftists. Yeah. They control you by just being like, they have a card for everything you say.
Yeah.
Like you can hit them with, like you said, like you can hit them with logic, and they'll just be like, "Well, you're racist."
Yeah,
like that's it.
Logic. You're using logic in a racial manner where you're dismissing people. The fact you're even thinking about this logically is the fact that you're cut off and cold and numb, and therefore perpetuating it. Dude, it's crazy, bro. It's fucking nuts.
Anyway,
that's not what I came to talk about, dude.
Anyway,
I can talk about that forever.
I'm
basically just trying to get on the Glenn show, dude.
Look, dude. Enough of this fucking.
We gotta talk
mumbo
business,
jumbo,
dude.
Let's talk business. I was out getting fucked up in Montreal with Blake Griffin. Pissed myself.
Woo!
Balled out, dude. What else is there to say?
I'm trying to think of all the friends we have now. Every friend you get, I have too. So I'm like, nice. Birdman's my friend now. Blake Griffin's my friend now.
Your friend now.
Who else do I have? That's all that matters.
I'm only stacking sick basketball players.
That'd be sick if you became like a almost Kardashian level, like becoming, instead of like fucking you, like being a friend of yours was like a sick status symbol.
I'm pretty sure Blake Griffin wasn't really getting fucked up at all. That's like the Kardashian thing. A cool NBA player just watches me black out. That's like that NBA player fucking a Kardashian.
Tyga starts hanging out with you.
Me and Tyga are gonna definitely become friends,
dude. So
no diggity. No
what's Blake Griffin all about?
Blake Griffin is all about, dude. He just loves comedy.
Does he?
Loves
really?
it. He saw my set.
Future Shaq in the making.
He could be a Shaq in the making. Yeah, he did like the roast battle. Yeah.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
How tall is he?
Not that tall in person, but yes, he is a giant. I was blacked out. I walked out. I was like shit faced, and this is a story reported to me. I don't know if this is true. Doesn't sound like something I would do.
Could be a hit piece. Sure.
This could be a hit piece for sure. There's a lot of people that would put out a hit piece around there.
Yeah, man.
It's all industry. Let me say that. The industry and the globalists were there.
Really?
I don't know. I'm not trying to dog whistle, but the entertainment industry was there.
Al Jazeera would disagree.
Al Jazeera was there. They were there. But no, at the end of the night, I got fucking hammered.
After the set at there.
Yeah. After my first New Faces in Montreal, I got fucking retarded. Kid. But most of the people left. Mm-hmm. This is like 4 a.m. Like the place is emptying out. Place is emptying out a little. Every night was late.
So just crawling with showbiz urchins at this point.
Yeah, the bottom of the barrel. But
why would industry be up at 4 a.m? What the fuck are they doing?
The whole thing in Montreal is a party for industry. It's a vacation for industry.
Okay, yeah.
They're not even trying anymore to find new talent. Like it used to be like you go up, if you smashed at New Faces, you left with like a TV deal.
Yeah.
Like every time. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like, oh, you're all right.
Well, they're being kind of like, again, they're kind of getting pushed out by the internet a little bit.
Slowly. But
not
Schultz
yet.
was there. Andrew Schultz was there, and he's leading the charge on that.
Really?
Yeah, like pure fucking internet.
So he's like, fuck everybody.
And now he's selling out.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as someone comes to you with a bunch of cash, you're like, okay.
No. I mean, selling out theaters.
Oh, wow.
Like selling out shows.
They meant selling out.
No. He's going full fucking independent, internet, Instagram, all that. Like, he set the precedent for comics making short clips with, like, subtitles.
Really?
You see it a lot on
How
Instagram.
long ago did he do that?
I don't know. He's the one who's really marketing off of that.
Like a year or two ago?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of the legendary Skeet Carter, dude. And that's been the game forever, man. For the last like 5 years.
True.
He's an appropriator, dude. First of all.
Do you know Andrew Schultz?
No.
He talks like that.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's a bit of a wig. Classic
Did you ever see
wig, though.
Tom McDonald?
New York wig though.
Really?
That type, like Rappaport wig.
Yeah.
Where it's like somehow that's acceptable.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
my
like,
other
yo,
friend.
I fucks
Rappaport.
with
That's
that.
my
Oh
other
yeah,
friend.
Rappaport's
Rappaport's
boys
my
with
other-
us.
That's my other friend. I forgot.
Rappaport fucks with us.
I was saying my friend
heavy.
Rappaport today.
Our squad right now is Blake Griffin, Birdman, and Rappaport.
Sick. That's
That's
all
a
we need.
fucking powerful.
That's all we need,
That's
dude.
the holy trinity of fucking wigs.
So he.
It's the wig party.
So okay.
Anyway,
Schultz
Oh
is
yeah, so
viral sensation.
yeah, Schultz, and he's also the fucking man.
Yeah.
Like great. Everybody's cool.
Yeah.
That's what the thing. Like I feel bad for shit talking everybody before I knew anyone.
You're a frustrated genius,
I was
dude.
I was just fraught with fucking tension.
Yeah, dude.
But so this is late. At this point, this is the same night I pissed my pants. So
Yeah.
you can imagine. You've
Yeah.
seen me.
Yeah.
You've seen nights like this.
For sure.
Like Jerry from
Saw you
Healing-
crash into the
Jerry
fence.
was there and he was like, "This is the worst I've seen you since Philly's Funniest."
Damn.
He's like, "This is the most fucked up I've seen you since then." He was standing there with a particular comedian's agents and managers in this hallway.
Yeah.
And I had just left the bathroom. I walked out of the bathroom, looked at everyone and said, "What's up, faggots?" And then walked away. And they were all like, "Oh my God, who was that guy?" And Jerry said he started dying laughing.
Oh,
and they were
my-
like, "What's funny about that?" And he was like, "Ah," just dying laughing. Anyway,
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, it's
it was a fun time up there.
yeah, dude. That's a fucking blast.
But yeah, everybody was fucking great.
I just wonder.
Well, not everybody. There was some fucking pussies.
I mean, dude.
Fuck, I wish I knew this kid's name. I would fucking name him. There was some fucking. The lesser known people tended to be cunts
Oh yeah.
throughout.
of
Like this
course.
one kid that was a fucking Canadian new face. Fuck, I forget his name.
I mean, I was telling Spud today. I'm
Looked
like,
never mind.
it's sometimes it's like hanging out with like you'd be stoked to do that sometimes, and then like 50% of the people have the personality of like the worst manager you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, dude, you're a fucking psychopath. Like, please leave me alone. That's like a huge chunk, and it's like people who are super cool and relaxed. It's like there's a lot of middle ground.
Sure.
It's like sociopath, sick dude.
Yeah, and
It's
the
like
thing
one
is
or the
though,
other.
when you do well, the sociopaths are great to you.
Very nice.
So then it goes from like when you're, and I'm still new enough that I can see. I'll be talking to Soder, and I'll be like, "That guy sucks."
Yeah.
and he'll be like, "Really?" I'm friends with him, and I'm like, "Dude, trust me. When he doesn't know who you are, which he doesn't know who I am,
Yeah.
he treats you like shit."
Well, that's like the typical narcissistic,
And
that's like the
that's-
defining thing of it. Once you're something they could use, it's called their light. They shine the light on you and make you feel like the best, most awesome person.
Yeah.
And as soon as you don't give them what they want, they just go like, "Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit." Because when they don't get it, a true narcissist has like a tiny little like sickly, disgusting child image of themselves, and when you finally expose them, that's what they feel, and they're like, "Yeah," and they feel like total shame. They're like, "Yeah." So that's what happens. And if you shine the light, no, I did the same thing when we went over narcissism. I was like, "Oh, I'm a fucking narcissist, fuck." But it's like, it's one
No,
of
I
those
stand my ground. I know where I'm at.
for sure.
But-
But that's like when you meet people first
Yeah,
off,
man.
and they're just like, "Okay, dude," and it's now they're like showering you with
When you
praise.
do,
and,
they see other people being like, "Oh man, you crushed." They're like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, you want to hang out?" And it's like, dude,
so
where
weird.
were
dude.
you?
Yeah, dude.
Where the fuck were you?
What are you nice all of a sudden?
But that's what's great about Soder and Jay
Yeah,
from day one.
dude. Jay came and did digital graffiti
Jay came and did digital graffiti.
way back when, dude.
Dropped a hundo to the tip jar. Did we see that?
Oh yeah, exactly. I
Did
wonder.
we see the tip jar of the famous comedian that I brought to the show?
Yeah,
Did we see that?
not a dime,
took
bro.
it?
Not
I
a dime.
forget.
Yeah, well,
I forget.
I don't. Honestly, I don't. I can't even remember that far.
Don't
back.
even need to think about
I have
it.
no idea.
But
We got. That's
that's
standard
neither here
fare.
nor there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so yeah, everything went well. It was
So you pissed the bed. You called a
pissed to bed.
comedian a faggot.
The next night, I slept.
Yeah.
A day of rest, dude.
Okay.
Like the Lord. I went, I did Soder's show, fair to middling.
Okay.
Had a pretty bad set. Then went back to the hotel, read a little bit.
Sure.
Read some fucking Blood Meridian.
Dude, how far into that are you?
Probably like 100 pages.
Nice.
It's sick.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
But went to bed, woke up early, hit the fucking, or no, that day I hit a fucking jet boat out on the fucking.
Oh, how was that?
It was the coolest fucking thing in the
So
world.
what is
I thought
it?
it was gonna
like
suck. It was so fun.
Was it like a Florida like big Bayou Billy propeller type thing?
It was like a real flat because it can't be. It was like fuck, I don't know. It's like a real flat boat
Okay,
because it can't go into the water because it'll fucking wreck.
So you're talking about Florida like pontoon, like a
type.
wind-powered
Yes.
boat. Fuck,
and
that's
it was
awesome.
so into the fucking crazy. He said it was the second biggest rapids in North America. Like it was nuts, dude. Nuts. It was so fun.
So you just glossed over the rapids on like a fucking
yeah,
little
but
like.
you would dip in because these rapids are giant fucking
what
holes.
the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. And you would dip in and a wall like 20-foot high wave would crash over the boat. It was fucking nuts.
What the fuck?
The boat filled up to like your waist with water. You're sitting in these.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was nuts. But
What I mean, whatever.
yeah, I'm just describing a fun vacation. There's not really anything
Who cares?
fun
Dude?
about
That's fucking
this.
awesome. So you pissed yourself.
Piss myself. Piss the bed, which by the way, haven't done that in a decade. That was a real sad moment.
That's no big deal, man.
It's one of those things though where if I do something good, a hangover is nothing.
True.
Like if I have enough good going on, the anxiety and depression of a hangover is not there.
Which is pretty insane. It's
crazy.
Think about it, yeah.
Like the time I woke, like Philly's Funniest when I won that, I sat up in the middle, first off on my mattress in West Philly, sat up, threw up all over the floor in my living or in my bedroom, went back to sleep, slept like a baby. Woke up the next day just like,
I'm the best.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, well,
With a fucking plastic container of puke next to my bed.
it's pretty insane to think about it. Like you could work your whole entire life and like, you know, get your house, your necessities, or just have like a bunch of people be like, ah! Your brain's only made to take so much, like you can only get so much like serotonin happy feeling in your brain at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like whether you're doing like that or like
Yeah, it's the same level.
it's the same thing.
Like I talked to you about that one bad thing in my life, and then it felt the same as when I missed a homework assignment.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was the same level of like dread and despair. It was the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's-
levels of awfulness are the same.
Well, I think if you get like super, like what people get geeked out about, like I'm gonna get like super rich and like I'll be happy. It just gives you access to novelty. So then you can seek novel things and keep that buzz going. But then once it flatlines, you're just like, really, like I'm waking up with 3 chicks in my bed. It just becomes like that's your everyday thing. And
Yeah.
it just you average out real quick again.
Yeah. Well,
Unless-
I was not waking up with 3 chicks. I was waking up with piss.
I know.
I walked out. So
You're on level 1, dude. You gotta wake up in a piss bed.
piss bed in the travel lodge in Montreal.
That's why you get some chicks in the bed. So you can be like, which one of you fucking bitches
When you
pissed all over
dumb
me?
idiot squirted. You're
one
a
of you-
squirter. Must have been a squirter.
Imagine having a threesome with 3 chicks and afterwards being like, did you guys come?
Yeah. Which one of you guys came?
I couldn't imagine like just not pleasing 3 women at once and being like, "Oh man, was it pretty good for you guys?"
Dude, imagine like a 3-way with your Tennis. It's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah,
You're
man.
packing a Tennis to a 3-way?
Yeah,
That's an embarrassing
fuck.
battle.
Or like when you get done, you're with 3 women all looking at your flaccid dick.
Yeah, you
That's-
got to be a real psycho to be like doing that regularly. Like a fucking rock star just being like, all right.
I try to get into my Tennis a lot. I try to get in like a lot of Tennis pride. They should have a Tennis pride parade.
I bet they do.
No, I think
It
they do.
definitely
They,
is like-
they do have a smallest dick contest somewhere.
I saw that. That really
But-
bugged me out.
Yeah, I would not want to. I don't understand. What's the prize? Has to be like $100,000.
The prize should be $1 million. Smallest Tennis in Brooklyn or whatever it was. You should be like, all right, give that guy a. But no, the whole thing was sick. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, it was just
everything
winning. It was
great,
just
man.
winning.
It was winning. It was awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, and then yeah, man. There's nothing really to report on that.
There's nothing bad.
Nothing bad other than saying faggot once.
Well, that'll be an interesting thing to watch that play out in terms of like the people I'm describing who I'm watching get kind of like indoctrinated. Then there's like how that's going to affect on a consumer level because they're going to have this weird buying power where they're going to, in my opinion,
We are seeing it already.
we're seeing it already. But
Yeah.
dude, give another couple give a whole generation of college of people coming through that. But I think dude,
Did
I'm
they already
watching
run into this in the 60s
of what?
of like universities dropping fucking hard Marxism?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, haven't they always?
Well, they did that, but now it's scaled at a point where it's like the majority of now it was like they were doing it in the 60s and people were like, "Oh my god, this is crazy!" And now that's the core curricula, at least in like humanities. And I can only speak for social work.
Well, yeah, that time's
core
out, right?
curricula.
The kids that were hippies in college back then
Yeah.
are now the professors.
Yes, and now
And they control it all.
professors, deans, and now they're shaping the whole institution around these wild political theories, which is like, dude, this stuff's cool. You can read all this stuff. It's cool to learn, but you don't have to get all fucking gung-ho on this as like, this is my only shit. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's also crazy too. Like, I look up these professors, dude. They're the one teacher who's writing about how they're a fucking communist and a Marxist. NYU professor. Simple Google search.
Yeah.
Makes $240,000 a year. I'm like, okay, so you're a communist professor making $240,000 a year. Doesn't sound like you're a communist professor. And then the lady who wrote The Knapsack of White Privilege, I can't think of her name. Some like old lady with an Irish name. I can't think of it.
Definitely has said the N-word.
I Googled her. She might have. I Googled her. What the fuck's her? Peggy McIntosh. I Googled just real quick. I'm like, oh, because like one of the tenets of it was like, it was like 40 or, you know, like 20 things of like, I can be sure to arrange to be in the company of people my own race if I want most of the time, for most of the day. Like, you know, if you're black, can't do it, whatever. One of the tenets was like, if I want a publisher for this piece on white privilege, I'm pretty sure I can find a publisher and get it published. I'm like, that's and not everyone has access to a publisher. That's a weird thing to be like, well, if you're white, you can get anything you want published, which is like an insane thing to think. Googled her real quick. Comes from a town in New Jersey. One of the 100 richest places in America to live. Her grade school now costs 6th to 12th grade costs $42,000 a year. This is an elite, dude.
Yeah.
And these elite people are forming these, like, what's the like core curricula for like what it is to be white? And it's like, no, you're a Harvard educated elite from like a unbelievably rich town. And you're like, well, it's easy to be white. And it's like, yeah, if you're fucking that loaded, it's easier. But like the picture they paint of it is just what it's like to be have generational wealth. And it's like, again, you point this out and everyone's like, I'm supposed to point out rich old white ladies, not you. It's like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, when I start Googling the theorists and start showing how they're basically elites, so that's when like the people in there are just like, oh, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, baby.
We don't like this at all.
Yeah, man, you're going through a wild. It's funny how different our fucking weeks are.
Well,
you're doing battle on this.
I'm fighting people, dude. It's like I don't want people to act like this. It's literally a bad way to act. And again, it's like, dude, I've asked every time in class. I'm like, do you guys have any sort of ideas on how to like? Because my whole thing is like, people need to have like, we need like creative solutions, not just like fucking people parroting propaganda. That doesn't do anything. I came up with the housing. Did I tell you about my housing program I came up with?
No,
bro. It's like absolutely. It's oh my God, I can't even. I'm like fucking coming thinking about it. So you know how I used to work for the program where I'd help people get housing.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, we would give them the first 6 months of rent and then hook them up with a landlord who would just like a lot of times, not all the landlords. One of them was really cool. A lot of them were just these like scummy type dudes who were like slumlord types. So my idea was and then every time a person would walk in, the organization would get $200 no matter what occurred, if they got housing or not. And then they just hook you up with some like sketched out landlord who's going to put you in a shitty place in like a high heroin area. So
high heroin area. That's very Western thinking of you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
If you're Eastern, that's just
another day, dude. Unless maybe the English
opium dens are very Eastern and they're good.
Well, the English may have came in
they
supplied,
but boy, took
True.
off. They enjoyed it. They enjoyed it.
It fucking worked.
Yeah.
So my thing would be an organization that buys housing. You'd have to get like a big grant. You buy housing. So say a house is $40,000, like a shell. Buy it, fix it up, put 30, 40 into it. Now you have a house for $80,000. You totally disregard the market.
I stopped listening.
You don't understand what I'm saying?
I didn't listen. I wasn't listening to the beginning.
$40,000 house, $40,000 in repairs. The organization now who is finding people housing doesn't go to landlords. They just build structures and price them as the physical thing that they are. So like if I build a house and it's physically worth $80,000, the comparables might be like $100,000. You totally get outside of the market. You rent someone a house that you built. They pay you rent for 2 years, and if they actually are able to pay the rent and they're like cool with it 2 years, you hit them with the title, and the organization holds the mortgage, and these people have access to home ownership, and then they can go and sell their house, and they'd have access to wealth. The thing would be a nonprofit that would be sustainable, but you would tack on a technical profit. You understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense?
No. I just don't. What is this?
So this is in class when I tell people, I'm like, you guys have like no solutions to any of these problems. They talk about like housing insecurity, the racial wealth gap. It's like, here's an idea that would actually work. It's a concrete idea that doesn't rely on these weirdo neo-Marxist properties that can operate within a capitalistic framework and undercut and just totally disregard the market. This is like next level shit, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. It's like
I'm telling you I don't.
where am I losing you?
No. You lost me at the beginning when I wasn't listening.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are you too cool for school?
I'm not too cool for school.
What's
bro.
in your head right now?
Nothing.
Well, I'm going to dive in. I'm doing a deep dive on you,
No.
dude. What's in your head?
Nothing's in my head.
What's going on?
Nothing.
I know something's
I'm just
going
telling
on.
you, I wasn't early on in the
were you
process of
thinking of?
explaining this.
What were you thinking of?
I was, I looked at a text.
Wow. Wow.
I was looking at a text.
Put it down, dude.
It's down.
Hang up and drive, dude.
All right. So you have this plan, and I get it. I understood the plan.
Okay, the plan, you get it.
Yes. Now I get it.
Disregard the speculative nature of the housing market.
I wasn't regarding it to begin with.
It's how you build a house, and it's like, it cost me this much. For some reason, since they built these weird space age looking structures, now this whole place is technically worth $300,000.
Sure.
So when people talk about the problem of gentrification, is like basically poor people are placeholders for people with money to come in and be like, oh, there's a shitty neighborhood there, and there's one that's not that shitty, so I can destroy that whole neighborhood and then build nicer stuff. But the neighborhood's really plagued with like real crime, so it's like, it's not like they're as evil as people say they are.
Yeah.
So it's like you would actually fix up housing without completely just like displacing people totally, and then let people get access to their own source of wealth and home ownership. And that would probably help people take pride in like a fucked up shitty neighborhood, since they actually now own the places and everything's kind of getting fixed up.
Yes.
That's all. Nobody loses
Nice.
money. It's just an organization and this is the whole idea basically, where it's like there would be like a slight, so if a house was like 40 bought, 40 to fix up, $80,000, you sell it for 90, the organization gets $10,000 to keep the organization going. And it's like, rather than trying to kill it on like an investor level, it's just like, how can I get a job where I'm just chilling? I don't want to like kill myself in a cubicle. So that's I think going to be the switch from people, and like there's no reason for people to sit in boxes anymore all day. Where like you can start programs and do other businesses that like, if you rather get out of the mentality of like, I'm going to make as much money as humanly possible, like in a total like zero sum game where like I win, you lose. If people can figure out non-zero sum games and play them, then, it's like you just don't go for a ton of money. You just go for, just enough to pay your bills and go on vacation and shit.
Yeah.
And everyone wins, dude. It's like, what the fuck? I'm this is a grant, dude. You could write and do this as a program and, get $1 million grants.
You should do it.
I'm going to.
Nice.
I'm fully going to do this program once I get done school.
It's
It's like, and Spud hit me with a good idea to build like, basically start out with condos. So people aren't in charge of like the repairs and everything. It's like you buy a condo, it's $100,000. You're in, your mortgage on that is like $800 versus paying like $1,500 from like a shit fucking landlord.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't fuck up, you're out. So this isn't babying anyone. If you fuck up, buy, foreclose, gone. New person goes in. But if people can do it, now you have a crib, you paid it off.
Now
you
when
have
someone
equity.
fucks up,
It's just like a mortgage.
Who owns the property then?
So it's just like a bank. If I'm in a house now, I have a mortgage on. If I slack,
Yeah, but is your company or your
it would be the bank. It would also offer the mortgages.
okay? So would you say it's possible for like a corrupt, shitty person to be like, "Hey, you fucked up"?
Yes.
In towards the end of year 2, being like, "Ah, you fucked up. Now it's mine."
Yeah, but that's why I'd have to do it. And this program,
That's why you're the one who has to.
this
do it.
program would have to be wholly transparent, because, dude, the possibility for corruption is so insane. When you step outside of the market and now you're like being like, forget about all that extra money. Dude, the schemes that could come out of that are just unreal.
Isn't
dude.
that why, like communism and socialism tend to fail a little?
But this isn't communism.
I
This
know,
is like
but-
a suspension of capitalistic properties in like almost a vacuum, and then you just step back. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
but when the corruption takes place,
But it would be hard to.
corruption is going to take place.
Yeah, but how though? It's like it would be hard to corrupt these things, because it's like you have someone now they're just, instead of paying rent, they're paying you, and then you're just acting as like a landlord kind of bank, where like you're not just taking the money and being like, yes, thank you, yes, yes. You're just going like, all right, I'm taking the money, you're living there, but then it's like boom, it comes back to you in the form of home ownership and equity. And then you would get a salary. A lot of the corruption from that comes from people getting like $200,000 salaries, where like everything would be, all the fees would be upfront and transparent. I've said all the nonprofits should be like crystal clear transparent, because they are like, dude, the place I was at was a scam. It was literally, you would walk, anyone who came in they gave the organization $200, and you didn't have to do anything. So we'd have guys walking in with like $400 a month to their name. And I'd be like, yeah, man, you can't, this program's not going to work for you. And like, well, they told me to keep coming in. I'm like, well, you're wasting your time, dude. But they have nothing to do because they're just on SSI. So they're like, half of them are like not smart enough to even be like, I'm getting fucked here.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, this isn't good for you. You got to go to something else. And they'd just be like, well, they told me to come here. And I'm like, no, dude. Like, you're just getting fleeced.
Yeah,
and
you're a dumb guy.
Yeah, like they're wasting your. There's a lot of them, bro. There's a lot of dumb guys. And like,
Of course.
if you can get into these weird.
I'm a dumb guy. If someone was like, you got to go to this building, I'd be like, all right, I'm in this building.
But and they'd be like,
I'd be
but
sitting
then
there.
they'd show up and be like, "Where's my house?" I'm like, "Dude, you only have $400 a month. You can't have a house,
And
man."
there. That was when I was eating good, dude.
Yeah, dude.
$400 a month? Are you kidding?
Woo.
That's
Dude.
good eating.
Dude, I'm sorry,
That's
bro.
good beans.
That's my rant, dude. I'm on a whole new wave, dude, where it's just like, I mean, I'm trying to lead people towards the light, dude. There's the suicide's on the rise. Suicide literally is creeping up as like more and
Heard
more
that.
people are doing that.
Heard that.
It's like, bro, there's options, man. There's
Other than
options.
suicide?
No, I mean, if people could change their day to day, which is totally doable. It's like,
Yeah.
none of us are starving to death. Like, ease up a little bit, make a little less money. Like, oh, well, I'm not dying. It's like, no, you're fine.
Yeah, man. No, I tell, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So I'm just, dude, I would love for people to get out of their, like,
Yeah, if you're
breaks my heart,
unhappy and you're in a fucking monotonous life, which most people are,
yeah, dude,
get the fuck out.
figure
Go
it
do
out.
something.
Yeah, it sucks. Because when you're locked in, dude. And it's like,
And I know what sucks about it is, like, we've had this conversation a bunch of times. Like, I got lucky that I had a dream that I wanted to do, and I
Yeah.
was just naturally good at.
yeah,
So, like, working hard at it was easy. Because if I worked hard at something that I wasn't just naturally good at, I'd just quit.
sure.
Forever. That's always been the case.
It's a good move,
Like,
actually.
make a fucking dickhead out of the whatever it was, you know?
Yeah, but
Take
it's a good move because then otherwise you've been in an office, and if you didn't be like, fuck this sucks, and if you're like, nah, man, you got to buckle down. I know
True.
this sucks now, but it's gonna pay off. Then you do it for 20 more years, and you're like, I got fucking hosed.
Yeah.
But there's some people though who will just show up to a spot and they're like, this is sick, this is
Yeah.
awesome, dude. I watched a thing on I actually talked about this in the Stink Tank. I watched a thing about the it's a School of Life video. Did you listen to that part?
No, I didn't get that
They're
far.
talking about this video, like took the wind out of me, dude. And they're talking about people who there's like a 20 or 30% of people grow up, and for some reason, from like the way they're brought up, get the message from their environment that like if they are anything less than spectacular, they're like worthless pieces of shit. So it's like to be like normal, quote unquote, to them is like an agonizing, slow downward spiral.
Yeah.
Where like the majority of people don't think that way. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's
No,
like,
I've
that's how I
fucking-
am. If I like sink into like complacent normal life, I'm like I'm like driving on the highway, like looking at the needle, like I'm fucking driving the river, dude. This
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
But it's like people come predisposed where if they're just like sitting, just like eating, breathing, showing up and being like, hey, I'm here with my coworkers. It's like that's the majority. That's like when I walk by and see Comcast people or like the people in the Comcast Center with like business cash, like, hey, did you check out the new fucking honey grow? It's fucking awesome. I'm like looking at them like aliens, dude. But I'm sure that I roll into a place and they're like,
Yeah.
Butterly was talking about my gear the other day. He's like, dude, you just wear like cut off cargo fucking sweatpants and shit. And I was like, yeah, bro.
I've been talking about that since episode 1.
Dude, I wasn't aware that was a problem.
Bro, I'm wearing a Legion of Skank shirt, socks and sandals, and gym shorts.
Yeah, but that's like
That's
that
welcome
would
to Earth.
devastate someone to walk outside like that.
Yeah, I know.
Which is hilarious.
Every once in a while, though, it's devastating. Every once in a while, I'll catch that full glance, the full mirror,
Yeah.
like a reflection while I'm walking somewhere, and just be like, "Oh fuck,
Yeah,
I'm about to go inside somewhere dressed like this."
I'm coming off of like a week and a half Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I was like anime levels stoned for like a week and a half off edibles, and then
Tell
it
you what,
it
bro.
culminated with the Stink Tank, and now I'm back to reality now. I like unplugged from the Matrix, and I'm been like, all right, I gotta take a little.
You
break
sober
here.
today,
Yeah,
Bro.
I was like, I gotta take a little break, bro.
I hit big time, dude. I entered the realm, dude. I entered your last night in Montreal. So Ari Shafir left the day before and just had a bag of mushrooms.
How much what are we talking?
I don't know, a bag like that.
Like an ounce of mushrooms? Like an eighth?
Yeah,
How
I don't
much
know.
did you eat?
I don't know. I ate like a third of a bag. Dude, I was fucking.
You ate like an eighth. It seems like you.
I,
ate like
I ate enough that I was like, I've taken mushrooms and enjoyed myself.
Sure.
I took mushrooms and tripped my fucking dick off.
yeah.
Like I was like, like I got back to I left the party. I was at the fucking hotel bar where everyone hangs out afterwards, and I was just like,
You told me you were out like chilling, and you
I
excused
was
yourself.
like, I'm high as fuck. I have to leave. I was like, I need to go away.
How did everyone take that?
They all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They were very happy.
Yeah.
Because they were like, where the fuck are you going, dude? I was like, I'm on drugs. I need to go away. And so yeah, dude, it was a wild.
Well, you listened
I
to
was
the
happy.
Annihilation soundtrack.
So I got up to the room, turned the lights off,
Dude.
closed the blinds. So I'm in a pitch black, cold hotel room in a nice king size. It was so nice. Dude. I was laying in bed, like rolling around. I was like, this is so fucking nice. This is so nice. And I was like, dude, that Annihilation soundtrack's so scary. So I put it on and just laid in bed, just like, oh. I woke up. I would go in and out of like being awake and not. I woke up once with my arms laying on my back, arms straight in the air like a zombie. I woke up in the middle of the night like,
You fell asleep on them?
Dude.
What time did you eat them?
midnight.
Was alcohol involved?
Not enough to knock me out. I was going.
Gotcha.
This was around like 5, where I'm going in and out of like, am I asleep? Am I awake?
That's
like,
wild.
And at one point, and this is like, I think this is hack for being high.
Sure.
But while I was listening, I closed my eyes, and it like was like a colorful like kaleidoscope that was going with the music.
Yeah, it's
Like, I
also,
could
it
see-
was a screensaver.
It was nuts, dude.
What, dude?
It was wild.
And I put on today. I was just like.
Did you listen to
Googling stuff.
Annihilation
I listened to the
soundtrack?
Annihilation soundtrack, and I was like, I started laughing so far. I was like, this is the funniest thing to seek out and listen to while you're tripping.
The
It's
highest my
funniest
headphones
shit.
could go listening to that, like
Just rolling around your bed by yourself, like this is
Just
so
like-
nice.
Well, it was nice, but I was also hitting levels of like, I remember I was staring at
We're also in a kind of a good place too. Like you've been crushing all
yeah, I
week,
mean, it
you
was
ate
incredible.
mushrooms, and now it's like this wide open world. You're like, oh my god.
It was, yeah, I mean, coming off like, I would say the best week of my life.
Yeah.
And I was laying in bed and I was just staring into the corner of the room where it was like complete blackness.
Oh, man.
And I was just like, darkness consumes light. Like, I was like, darkness is death. The blackness, but it's not malicious. Death and evil isn't malicious. We just call it evil. Like, I was just having these thoughts that I was just like, dying isn't bad.
Very Eastern, dude.
It was.
Oh my god.
But then I switched to Western. So I was going to Eastern. I was like, dying's not bad. The darkness consuming the light, because the darkness and death isn't malicious.
Sure.
Like, there's no agenda.
Sure.
It just kills.
Yeah.
And consumes. And I was like, but then that is evil. It is
You went
malicious.
Judeo-
By
you went
nature,
Judeo-Christian.
by nature, the darkness is evil because it's consuming the light. Even if it's not malicious, it's doing what it's doing, it's still bad.
Wow.
I don't know. It was a
yeah,
wild,
that's very Judeo-Christian,
it was a real,
dude.
yeah,
that's
because
so
there's always those
fucking
moments
funny.
like where you're high and you fully grasp a concept.
Yes.
Like, I knew that going into that. The thing I just said wasn't a new revelation.
Sure.
But I was high enough to fully
But you
grasp
feel it,
You
exactly.
can totally understand it.
Yeah, that's the that was David Foster Wallace's big thing when he went to like rehab and he was like listening to all these stupid like one day at a time things, and he's like, there's you can hear him like, oh, that's stupid when like that's I think what like those kind of things do, like you take the most mundane thing and then you like feel it on this weird level where you're like, oh my god, it's so true. It's weird, dude. It's a whole different thing.
I was thinking about love and how, like,
it's so nice.
loving people.
Yeah.
It's like, I do love these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice, man.
fantastic.
It was a really nice
Dude,
time.
the fact that you broke away and went fucking just rogue is
Went
so
up to my dark
fucking
just
funny,
a dark
dude.
cavern and explored the universe.
God, that's
While blasting the Annihilation soundtrack on a loop, like a 12-minute loop of just like, I was like,
People probably thought you were having an autistic fit, dude.
oh man,
That's fantastic.
wild
What a
time.
good fucking week.
best. Like I said, probably the best week of my life.
Damn.
Every day.
That's fucking
Every day
awesome.
was a sick fucking show.
That was the
Every
last
day was
night and
like-
you flew out of there?
Yeah. Drove the next morning. The old drive back from old Montreal to New York. Nice 7 hours.
Oh, you drove up there?
I flew up, but I had a feeling I was going to get added to shows. So after my last New Faces would have been when my flight was,
Yeah.
which would have been like a day or two earlier than when I left.
So then you flew.
So
okay.
then
Or
I
you
was
drove.
like, fuck. Because then I tried to buy a flight on Sunday and it was like $800.
What wheel did you grab? Mustang.
The backseat of a van with a lady and her mother.
What?
And they chatted the whole way. No radio.
How'd you get that?
I just ran into them.
You're like, hey.
Yeah, they were part of the festival.
Gotcha.
And I took some sleeping pills. Not crazy ones.
Sure.
Just like over the counter, fucking like Tylenol PMs.
Do you know the
Knocked out the whole way. Listen to the fucking Stink Tank.
dude? That was a
Yeah,
fucking
it was funny,
a
man.
wild endeavor.
Listen to the Patreon. Listen
Well,
to the Stink Tank.
I I should have done like a preamble at first. Some people didn't. I don't think realize that like
How fucking high?
how
you guys were?
fucking high we all were.
Yeah.
There was like multiple people. I'm not gonna air anyone out. Multiple people were on mushrooms.
Mushrooms, by the way.
Awesome.
What's the holdup on mushrooms?
Dude,
What is the possible repercussion?
I don't understand.
What is the downside of mushrooms?
It's like, well, when I was 19, I was like trying to convince my friends to let me climb a water tower, but they told me
you
not
get
to
into
do it.
stuff like that.
But you know, if they figured that out, where like here's where you go do them here, I think people would be like, all right, this is cool.
So you get to like that point where you're like, I should climb a water tower.
I was 19 and but it was I couldn't when I was 19, I was like I was like, damn, because
that's like a normal drunk idea.
Yeah,
That's
and it was
an idea I would have now.
But
drunk.
It was funny because they were like, "You're going to get in trouble," and I was like, "Trouble? By who? What do you mean by that, dude?"
What
I
is
was like,
trouble?
I was like, I can't. But like, someone's going to like hold me somewhere. I
Yeah,
was
they're
like,
gonna put you in a cage.
yeah, I was like, what for climbing a water tower?
Yeah.
Dude, it was like. But honestly, it's like that's like if you do that, the amount of people who will try to like jump out of a window versus like drunk drivers, it's very negligible, dude.
Very negligible.
Very negligible.
Very negligible.
So yeah, dude, that's coming through. I think 2020's.
I got some more with me right now.
Do you really?
I think I'm gonna get on a bit of a shroom run here,
dude.
By
I
the
was
way, haven't
just
dipped,
thinking about that.
Have not dipped since I told you I was gonna quit dipping.
Wow.
No dip, bro. No dip.
I was just the other day.
Over a week now.
Really?
I've been dipping. The last time I tried to quit was probably like 2 years ago. And the last year, I've been dipping almost all day, every day.
Wow.
Like at almost all. I dip every time we're on the podcast. I dip every podcast.
Did you think about dipping at all when you were on mushrooms?
No.
Okay. I mean, like, did the idea of dipping come? Was that apparently is like one of the best like nicotine?
Really?
Yeah.
I would
things.
smoke cigarettes, and I got that gum.
Yeah. But no dip. That's a
yeah.
big one, dude.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, it still is.
I was literally
just driving back from New York to Philly right now. I was like, man, I'd love to stop and get some dip in one of these rest stops.
I was just saying to myself,
I took a week off. I'm good.
Nah, dude. No way. How'd you talk yourself out of it?
I threw in some gum.
Good. I was just
literally, yeah,
dude. I was like, Shane has to start like once a month, just eating mushrooms or something. It'll take you to the next level.
Yeah,
you're in a spot now. If you go full Sergeant Pepper mode, dude, I'm promising you. I'm promising you.
If I release my debut album is Sergeant Pepper, people are like, all right, well, this guy's retarded.
No.
You got to have a white album first. I don't have anything.
If you start eating a little bit of mushrooms like every couple days and going and doing, bro, I'm telling you,
I'm going home.
You're gonna skyrocket.
I'm gonna take a nice break from all this gay shit.
Yes.
And go home for like 4 or 5 days, taking Beezer to the fucking dirt track. We're going to go watch some good old fucking racing down at Williams Grove. By the way, if you're a Central PA boy, Williams Grove. Yeah,
come on.
Friday night, bro.
Damn.
I do have a show Thursday in Baltimore. Sold out, though. Come on. You know me.
No, obviously.
I think the show sells out.
Are you going down there in response to like the corruption and stuff?
I'm going down there to tell them that this place is a shithole. Trump's right. Maybe the Democrats running this place should fix it.
Well, did you see the thing how Sanders said like kind of something similar?
Yeah, Sanders said the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that was kind of like a purposeful move to like be like, here's something they said. If you say it, they'll perceive it as racist.
Yeah.
Do that, and then everyone will freak out, and then you'll make them look
You'll
dumb.
be able to be like, yeah, you guys said it. They should start doing that.
I mean, I think there's people. Trust me, there are people who are like,
there are people smart that are running this.
You're dealing with like Jedi mind shit of people like manipulation and shit. Like, dude, these are not dumb. These are not people just being like, what's in the newspaper today? Oh wow, look at this. This is a good opportunity. These guys are engineering shit.
It's funny to hear people be like, oh man, Trump's really pandering with this ASAP Rocky thing. It's like, yeah,
that's what they all do.
Fucking obviously. What do you think a politician does?
I know.
They pander.
I know.
You're gonna attack Trump for pandering?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that whole thing that was funny.
I mean, I guess he does pander fucking
for sure.
And he goes down there and he's like, I love God.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite part? He's like, just the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, God.
Love the Bible.
Christians.
Probably the whole Bible.
Yeah, dude. That's the whole game. And
Even
now
with
again,
that fucking Office Space Michael Bolton scene when they're like, what's your favorite part? I have his whole catalog. He's like, the whole thing.
Whole thing.
I love it. I love all of his work.
Old, New Testament, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That is so.
Like first one, second one.
It is funny to shamelessly pander though and be like, we have to get A$AP Rocky back here.
We need
now.
A$AP.
He's a fantastic artist. Love his music.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't take.
But here's the thing about this.
What?
And if Trump pandering or however he does it lowers like fucking time in prison for weed charges, if he like starts releasing, black guys that have been in jail for 50 years for weed,
Yeah.
regardless of why he's doing it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can look at it and be like, oh, he's fucking pandering with all these, he's talking to Kanye West and Kim Kardashian about prison reformation. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who cares if all three of them are fucking retards? Which probably kind of are.
Sure.
They're all, Kanye and, actually, you got to give Kim credit, too. Kind of a fucking savant.
Slut savant, dude.
Absolute fucking whore savant, dude.
Yeah, it's kind
Total, the ultimate
you know
whore.
how she did did her bar? Or, there's a loophole in law that if you can skip law school if you go, I forget what it is. It's Florida and Vermont. There's two states where you can just study for the bar and take it, and then apprentice under a lawyer and skip law school altogether.
Really?
You can become a lawyer that way.
Is
yeah.
Kim Kardashian a lawyer?
I think she's going to try to become a lawyer through that loophole, which is a sick way to.
Absolute
It's an
slut,
old
dude.
school way to go.
Total fucking slut.
Imagine
savant.
she's apprenticing. I'd be like, yeah, what did you? Here, I'll sign. Yeah, sure. You're a fucking
Anything
lawyer.
you want.
Here you go. You win. Yeah, man. Well, that's a weird thing too. With I can't.
But again, as long as the result is,
Exactly.
who cares?
Dude, people that get into personality politics are just smarter WWF fans. If you were invested in a politician's personality, you're dumb.
Well,
Or you're just.
unless it's Trump Daddy, dude.
I mean,
Unless it's the ultimate sassy.
It's the same. Trump is just the Undertaker.
True.
You like fucking, if you're like a super liberal, I guess you like the Green Street Posse or whatever it is.
True.
It's like,
What do you think the liberals would
they're getting
be?
behind all these weird
That'd
personalities.
be the corporation. That'd be the McMahons.
Dude, for sure.
Trump
I've said
is
it
stone
before.
cold.
Said it before. I'll say it again, dude. If your revolution's sponsored by major corporations, you maybe look into it a little bit. But it's like,
Google it.
yeah, maybe Google. That's kind of weird. Dude, I can't.
Trump's stone cold, dude. There's no doubt in my
sure.
mind. Donald Trump is
Cory
a stone
Booker's the
cold
Rock.
politician.
Cory Booker's arguing for full.
Cory Booker is Nation of Domination rock. Like back fucking real gay rock.
Cory Booker's arguing for federal
Sanders
legalization.
is mankind, dude.
Oh,
Sanders
dude.
is mankind.
For sure, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking grumpy ass,
He
dude.
keeps losing, but everyone's like, hell yeah, that's our favorite.
He tries
loses.
really hard. Yeah, the Booker is coming. He's arguing for full federal legalization and like wiping the slate clean on weed altogether.
I think Trump's going to do that too.
I think Trump's going to pull out at the last minute a full. I think 2020. This is my prediction. 2020 is going to be federal legalization. It's going to drop because right now in California, I don't know if you know if you're like how fucked up the weed market is right now. California projected, I think, getting
The only
like,
drugs I get are for free from fans
well, the weed.
that are handed to me
Dude.
at shows.
Yeah, you would. I guess you would know.
I'm out of that.
California projected it's either 500 million or a billion, a big number.
Yeah.
They ended up getting only like $100 million as from their taxable legal weed. So they were like, fuck this. So now they're putting all this pressure on like the illegal weed farms in California. So now apparently like it's just like hard to get weed for people now because they're like setting up like there's roadblocks going. They're putting like they just like took a lot of that $100 million and like militarized a presence over weed growers because they're about to go. I think they're going to go federal on it. So they're shutting down all the black market participants, and then they're going to go federal. Everything's taxed, and blah 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 blah. Which is hilarious because at the end of the day, all you have to do to compete with the government is plant a seed in the ground in your house. So it's like it is a fucking insane business model. It's a business model based on pure domination. When in reality, it's like the price of it's strictly because someone will come fuck you up if you grow it. That's the only reason it's so expensive.
Yeah.
So it's like they're cracking down on all the California weed growers were just the ones basically growing like 80% of the weed in the country. Because they were, and you'd have like, dude, right now you have.
I saw the Netflix docs.
Exactly. You have you have Washington next to Idaho. In Idaho, it's illegal. Washington, it's fully legal. That's like, dude, you couldn't set up a better black market transaction than that.
Yeah.
You can just drive across into Idaho. That's like driving to Delaware and with leaving a state where weed's legal.
Yeah.
You would just crush it. You could just send it all out. But
It's like if Chipotle was illegal in Delaware. You could just go
exactly.
buy it right here, go
Dude.
down there, sell it to those fucking retards.
It's the dumbest.
You want guac, dude? Come on.
Yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
That's a little extra.
It's just shining the light. It's a fucking guac,
Is that
dude.
guac?
But yeah, man. So like that's right. I think 2020 they're going to go full legalization, federal legalization.
Instead of drug sniffing dogs, it's just fat dudes.
like,
Some cop's like, all right, hold on.
or it's just a
I'm gonna
cop.
make the call. It's just a fat guy
Just
gets
a
out. They
Dude.
got guac in the trunk.
the
Smell of guac.
yes, I think. But Trump's whole thing is that like I have no problem with marijuana decriminalization, but it should be handled at a state level. So that's a politicky answer to be like, we'll keep like raiding people and doing all this weird federal shit, but then like states can do it. It's
He's a
makes
big
no sense.
states' rights guy.
Yeah.
Well, not he isn't. I don't think he's anything.
Exactly. He's
Trump's obviously nothing
which is
when
sick.
it comes to what he does and wants, other than just pure fucking domination,
Crushing it and being the
personal dominate. Not even fucking. He doesn't. I guarantee he doesn't give a fuck about how much power the federal government has. He only cares about his fucking power.
Sure.
Pure sassy.
Well, I mean that's
Absolute
100%. That's
sassy
100%.
daddy. Yeah.
But him, if he goes fuck it, I'm federally legalizing weed, bro. It's gonna be like. That's gonna be that'll be a big deal for him.
I
if
wonder
he does that.
how much that'll fuck him though, with his base.
Nah, he's Poland, man. A lot of
His
these people
base?
don't care about this anymore because you can spin it so easy on that Christian base and being like, "This is a plant from God. It's about time, dude." They'll
You could
snap
spin
it up.
You could.
All you got to do is pay the preachers to push it to like. And there's all they got to do is they take out a 4-year-old epileptic girl and like, and this plant that comes from God helps this girl.
I hear
and
you.
these companies are trying to do. They can brainwash
But
those people
Of course,
into
they can
thinking whatever
brainwash
they
them.
want.
It would have to be quick though.
True.
It would have to be quick to get them to.
They have a whole year.
This would need. No, this would take a long time.
Dude,
These are people that
PTSD
grew
for the
up-
vets. It's
I hear you. I understand the benefits, but the people that are very pro weed aren't going to vote for Trump because he's legalizing weed.
You'd be
Now
surprised.
the people that are in his
You'd
base,
be surprised.
I wouldn't be that surprised. I don't think it would be that great a number.
People who are in his base.
I think he would lose more from his base than gain more from fucking people those fucking dope smokers.
Nah, dude. I mean,
I think the trade off wouldn't be worth it.
well,
if you really break it down.
for him, it might not be because every single liberal candidate is basically being like, we're legalizing weed, except for like obviously
So
like
Hill Dog said.
Joe Biden's fucking bitch ass is like, well, I don't know. I'm like at federal. Any politicians like we got to respect the federal mandate on weed. It's like, yeah, you're completely like get the fuck out of my face. So, but I don't know. I also again I don't know why anyone who takes the 2-party system seriously is a fucking obvious fucking dunce.
Yeah,
So whatever.
yeah.
I'm just trying to live.
That's why
bro.
O'Connor's a fucking bitch.
He loves the 2-party
He
system.
loves the Democrats.
It's unnecessary. You
He
don't
loves
need.
them, dude.
You don't need a 2-party system.
The
All you need is people
Republicans
to-
are so fucking gay.
yeah,
It's beyond belief. Like
actual
how
the
gay the
Republicans.
Republican Party is
Yeah,
sucks.
it's horrible.
Like people would talk shit on us for being like right wing.
Yeah.
Dude, the Republican Party is the corniest group of well, I don't know. The left is pretty fucking corny.
Anyone who get
Dems are pretty
anyone
fucking
who's
corny.
like, in order to understand what's going on around me, I need to filter it through one of 2 political parties.
Yeah.
Is kind of a dunce.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
It
Idiot.
doesn't, it's like on the left or the right. It's like that whole thing is like what about like why is it only 2 dimensions and directions?
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Why does it have to be perceived through fucking what about up down, bro? Fucking what about diagonal lines, bro? What do you want to do? Dude, people aren't ready for the future. I'm fully fucking ready. Trying to bring people in.
This is, I mean,
I'm trying to come out of a world that
you
I
should start
create,
giving
dude,
TED
like
Talks
Jesus.
in like laser tag arenas. You know what I mean? Just standing up there and be like, there's so many fucking dimensions. Dude. I'm high. Yeah, man. I got 2 shroom pills in my bag.
Oh, so you have like microdoses.
I got a little bag. Yeah.
Fuck it, dude. Shane, I'm telling you,
I'm going to go home. I'm going to retreat to Mechanicsburg.
Mm-hmm.
One of those nights, I'm going to enjoy those 2 capsules
yeah.
and just hang out.
Dude.
You know, relax. Be
I don't-
in my home.
I don't want to blow your mind, dude, but I'm 3-eye ravening the fact that I'm gonna divine a prediction is that right now you're hot, you're blowing up, you haven't even unlocked your full potential yet. You understand what I'm saying? You fully haven't even come into your full voice yet, dude. Wait till you fully put all the parts together. Again, it's gonna be unbelievable.
Or I'm going to OD.
On what? Tobacco.
Well, tobacco,
doubt
yes. You know,
Well, you
that
got
white girl, bro.
stay away.
No, also definitely if you listen
Stay
to this
away.
and you do bring me drugs to shows, don't bring Coke.
Yeah, don't do
Because
that.
you're going to catch me when I'm fucking shit-faced after a good show.
It's kind of mean, yeah.
I live forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stay away.
Don't bring.
You gotta hire
don't bring-
security.
Don't bring blow to shows.
Hire security.
It's not good.
Also, what the fuck are you doing bringing Coke to a comedy
They
show?
want to hang out.
Ugh.
They know I'm going to hang out with them.
They're
If they
treating
bring
you.
that.
They're treating you like a stripper.
If they bring me
That's
Coke,
how you. That's how
they
you
get
hang
to-
with a stripper hard.
They bring me Coke, they get to hang out. That's how that works. Don't do it.
That's
Don't
bad.
cheat the system.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just become my friend.
Exactly, dude.
You know?
That's a. I
It's
did.
funny. It's really funny.
The world of Coke freaks me out, man.
It does freak me out.
To, like,
I got it.
be-
I dabbled into it. I fucking stuck my toe in the water,
Happens.
like 10 times this year. And
dude.
And not great.
Especially with the fentanyl going around.
10's
it's
too
like,
strong. It wasn't 10.
Yeah. But what, dude? Yeah,
I have
telling
loved
you,
ones that listen to this that are concerned.
they
about
should,
me.
as they should be.
No. I don't want them to be alarmed. I'm not out doing fucking coke.
I
all
just,
the time.
dude, to be, it's like 12:30. People are drinking, and it's like I need to extend this for 6 more
Exactly.
hours. Like, no, go to bed, wake up, start again. You do not
Yeah.
need to stay up all night and be all jammed up. It's
I hear you.
I'm totally.
so
I'm
close.
Reagan. I'm like Reagan era against cocaine. I'm like
You should
Nancy
be.
Reagan.
You should be. It is fucking. And you don't even know what it's like.
No, I never done
It's
it.
like full
Never done it.
despair.
What when
It's
afterwards?
just like instantly like we need more.
Oh, dude,
It is fun as fuck while you're doing it. That's how it
I
works.
don't like it. Every person
I'm with you, man.
Every person I've been around, a lot of people I knew when I was younger, like in high school, kind of
Yeah.
got into it, and I
I tried
watched it and was like, this
Not for
fucking
me.
sucks.
I tried it a couple times. Not really for me.
Yeah,
It's never. Yeah, not for me.
Sucker,
Now I'm
bro.
shrooms.
Bro.
We're gonna go
telling you.
shrooms.
I'm telling you.
No dip. Straight shrooms. Shrooms and Natural Light and Bud Light.
Jesus, bro.
The rise will be,
You don't even
We'll
know.
sing
dude.
about this for
You're
years.
about to unlock. You're about to unlock the full
just gonna
fucking.
become a fucking fat hippie, dude.
It's perfect, dude.
No,
Who
hippies
hates
are-
it? You won't become
hippies
a
are
fat
gay, dude.
You won't become a fat hippie anyway.
Dude, can I be a fucking right wing Trump sassy fucking shroom dog?
You don't think Bannon does shrooms, dude?
Ben definitely does shrooms?
Of course he does.
Wow.
Dude. Trust me, dude. It's like people paint the hippies. The Vikings ate shrooms, dude. They weren't fucking hippies.
True.
Shrooms are just whatever, whatever. If you're like stuck in the same, we're like, oh, cool, I'm a firefly.
True, you do shrooms. You're
I'm
not
a
a
hippie
fucking
now.
hippie.
No, I hate fucking hippies, bro.
Hippies are gay.
Hippies are my natural enemy. Hippies are my enemy. SJWs are my enemy. Pretty much everyone's my enemy.
True, I hear that.
You know,
Except our fucking
except
family.
our well, some of our family. That's another thing I want to talk about. A lot of fucking little sniveling dicks
What,
on the fucking Reddit. A lot of
Oh.
fucking assholes. There's apparently a Reddit on well, not a Reddit, but I didn't know this existed on Patreon.
Comments?
There's a whole separate page where people can do like posts like Facebook. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah. I get the notifications.
See, I didn't even
My
know that
email
existed.
is like, I get the notifications for all that. I stay off that stuff now.
Yeah.
I try to. I mean, I still, I'll be on Reddit until someone says something that bothers the fuck out of me, and then I'll stop looking at it for like 3 days,
Yeah.
and then I'll go back.
Well, there's some fucking. Oh, dude, I didn't tell you.
What are they upset about?
People
Yeah,
are
they're
tripping.
fucking
People. There's
being
just
cunts.
people.
Who cares?
People offer these like retarded fucking takes on stuff that's just like there was one dude. This was on the Cubtown subreddit. The guy, they were talking about how we put out so much stuff on Patreon, and this one dude is like, yeah, but the podcast is going to fall apart because Shane's so successful and Matt's going to like not be able to handle that. And it's like, bro, my whole thing.
What are you talking about?
And dude, and it's like I'm like, that's fair enough assumption. And then you watch people be like, say things like, I wouldn't be able to personally take that. I don't know how you would do that. And it's like,
Where are they saying this?
it's the one Cumtown subreddit. And it's that again, that doesn't bother me. I know this seems like, whatever, sour graping or whatever, but it's like,
They don't
my
understand,
whole
dude.
philosophy is based against that. And then there's people like, well, if you do anything besides cloud, again, it can get lost in translation.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
And I will say this. If this was reversed, I wouldn't be doing great with that.
Really?
You from day one have never been a jealous cunt ever. And there's nothing I'm doing right now that you're jealous of, first off.
I'm stoked. I just don't understand why you
But
can't just
you've
get
never
stoked.
ever been. I've never met somebody more, and I've said this several times on this. I'm jealous of the way you can get stoked for other people. You have that level of like good.
It's
I
awesome.
don't have that for the most part. I'm
But
like, well,
eat some more mushrooms.
that's
dude.
true though. No, that's true. Like when Soder does well, I'm like, fuck yeah. When you do well, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Well, once you get
Good
to
to see
a
the
point,
bees are fly. I love seeing O'Connor fail. Nothing makes me happier than watching O'Connor fucking spiral.
well, dude, and this is the problem with this is my like thing I'm trying to drive home to pretty much everyone. It's like once you, again, I'm totally stealing this from the video I watched. Once you sail past the meridians of your hopes and dreams, and you're like, all right, I'm just in my life, and like this is all it is, and you're like, this is actually kind of sick. It becomes so nice. You watch what people are doing, you're like, oh, that's fucking sick. I'm doing this. This is fucking fun. And the idea that I think like since people don't have religion anymore, all that stuff, fame is one of those last transformative experiences people can tap into and fully ride their meaning of life upon and
Yeah.
watch as if people used to watch like the Pope and like, oh my God, you have access to God. What's that like?
Yeah.
That's one of the last ones left where you can like transform.
I've hung out with famous people, and it's not something I want.
Exactly. That's
Like,
what happened
dude,
to me.
When we fucking hung out when me and Soder went and hung out with Pete Davidson, we're just in the fucking green room at Saturday Night Live. The place is empty. It's just us three smoking joints, hanging out, watching fucking Game of Thrones, and Pete's fucking. It was fucking sick.
Yeah.
But then we're talking about it, and Pete was like, "Yeah, I can't go outside anymore."
Dude.
And I was like, I was high, and I was like, "Whoa, whoa! I don't want anything to do with that."
Isn't that
And then
fucking
there's
crazy?
levels of like all these shitty people that are so fucking nice to you.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, and then it's like, oh, they're great. You don't even know people suck.
And you become
It's wild, man.
You get to a position where you become a commodity for other people to make money off of you and have you basically be a weird thing that they can profit off of. Meanwhile, not your rights are stripped away, but kind of are. Like you're put into this strange, weird, paranoid existence where you don't know who likes you and who doesn't like you.
And people
Kinda
have
fucking weird.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know.
And again, it's not like a totally bad thing. It's like it's not a bad thing in and of itself. When people like I'm reading the people's like the way they're viewing this whole situation, and I'm like, damn, that's your guys' view of reality. That sucks.
Yeah.
Like if you, I mean, again, but it does help from doing stand up and you meet people who are like super successful and like just miserable and shitty, and you're like, well, okay, well, obviously there's something missing here.
Yeah.
That you need to kind of do first, and then you can kind of go off and you can still do your thing.
What I want out of this is to be good at stand up. I want to put something out that's fucking good.
Yeah.
That's it. Dude, the fame weird stuff is weird. And,
It's
I
tight.
feel embarrassed talking about this now. I just did New Faces.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
No, but it's not.
things are good, but I
but-
don't want anyone to think I'm out here being like, well, now that I made it.
No,
like I
but
don't want
it's-
anyone to think anything like that.
But if you're doing stand up, that's a when you hear people get something like, and when they connect to industry, that's like there's just like a whole Dante's Inferno level of other comedians just like who are like will never connect to any. So that in itself is a big a big point. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not like you're claiming you're like fucking K Hart, but it's like still.
Yeah,
and to
it's
have people
embarrassing.
recognize you randomly feels good. I used to bring I would bring people on dates to this like one or two diners where I knew there was two dudes who like loved the podcast, and they'd come up like, oh my God. And I'm like, oh dude, oh thanks.
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
And it was like
Sick
dude,
move.
total fucking mindfuck, But it's one of those things that I think the average person doesn't have a really good grasp on, and they just look at it. It's the stuff I talk about. They project this pure fantasy onto it, and it's like,
Yeah.
sorry, bro.
The only way the podcast fails is I get worried about what we're saying. And yeah.
But we can just become black conservatives and go on blogging.
Exactly. And the only way that happens is I'm not worried about that happening.
Dude, but I am wondering what's going to happen with the whole thing of like I was just talking about this and I forgot, of like people wanting to consume content they think's authentic and people just like being themselves and honest versus like this weird force of like stop, like to think about. Honestly, it's weird to think now the forces of what the fuck is it? I can't think of this fucking word. Where you're like censorship. Or primarily right-wing Christian ideals, like don't put this on. Now the censorship
left, yeah.
is the left, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, we did that. O'Connor hit that home early. Where
Did he
he's
really?
Like, it used to be like moms going to Walmart and being like, Eminem needs to have a fucking parental advisory sticker on it.
Yeah.
Now it's young kids going to Walmart being like, this needs parental advisory. It's fucking racist. Like, shit like
Yeah,
that.
dude, it's fucking wild.
With our podcast, like, yeah, I don't want to fucking. This is too gay.
I mean,
I feel gay talking about it.
Fair enough.
To be honest.
Fair enough. I'm curious to see how the industry is going to adapt amongst those weird.
Well, the industry is first off
I know what you're saying.
starting to adapt a little. Obviously, if they're letting me be on things,
True.
like that's a good sign.
Yeah.
And like we're doing tires. I think is going to get picked up by something. I have no idea.
Sick.
Don't be fucking gay, everybody.
Yeah.
But like, people are interested in it, and it's like things are.
Yeah.
If you make something good, and the market will justify it.
True.
So and then look at fucking what Schultz is doing. Like he's making his own thing, putting it online.
Yep.
Like, look what Louis did with Louis could make a special today and put it online.
People will buy it.
And I'd fucking buy it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I mean, the industry does face possibly being obsolete if it doesn't adjust.
Yeah. Which is kind of nice. I think about that all the time. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm going to be sitting somewhere one day and someone's going to be like, play, and it's just going to be like, oh, and I'm like,
God.
oh, shit, hey,
Yeah,
but
I'm already there, dude. I'm so like everything the 2 years where I was in Philly and fucking miserable about stand up.
Yeah.
I was talking mad shit because I was like, first off, I'm never going to meet any of these people.
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
never
'em.
going to need to worry about the industry. I'm never going to need to be careful about what I say.
Yeah.
There's one where I'm like hammered and I'm like, I could beat every black lady in Jeopardy. Me versus every black lady in Jeopardy. I'd win.
I'd win.
Now I'm listening to that like, ooh, fuck.
You know what I came up with yesterday? It was funny. I was in class talking to someone.
Which is hilarious. I stand by that.
It's pretty fucking funny. I was talking about yesterday, someone was like, yeah, like I watch these movies and like they were saying how like some of the humor in it's like kind of problematic, and I'm like, dude, your sense of humor is like your sexuality. You're not in control of what you find funny. That's like being attracted to a man. If you're attracted kind of like to dark humor, that's kind of like what's labeled offensive. It's similar to a sexuality, to where it's like you don't choose to be that way. That's just the stuff that happens to bring out a visceral reaction.
That's what you grew into throughout your life.
That's just your nature. It's
True.
like, if you're attracted to,
Young kids. That can happen naturally, you know.
child comedy porn.
Somebody was like, you need to stop making all those fucking kids. You need to stop joking about fucking kids that much.
Yeah.
Because people are going to start thinking you want to fuck kids. I was like, chill.
The island's closed,
chill,
bro.
Island got shut down.
Island shut down. So.
I wasn't good enough back then. The comics on that list, I didn't make it. Yeah, this is. I feel ashamed.
Why?
Discussing any of this?
Why?
This is gay.
It's not gay, dude.
Shit's gay, bro.
It's not gay. It's just
I'm
your
not
your
fucking
nervous
gay, bro.
system goes from like ping to like gay. And then it's
Yeah.
just fucking
Well,
like,
if I say, yeah,
let it go, dude. Anyone who thinks you're gay for talking about the major things going on in your life is a dork. Leave it alone. It's fine.
true.
It's
Thanks.
fine.
Thanks.
You gotta let all that go, dude. That's bullshit. You're
Yeah.
doing you. You're not beholden to anyone. They can suck your dick. People need to get on their own wave and stop trying to like vampirically jump onto things. And be like,
Vampirically, dude, you are a goddamn yes.
fired up. I'm like, I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. I'm fucking
Really?
Yeah,
I also didn't sleep much.
dude. I didn't tell you. I followed a fucking crazy guy around my neighborhood.
The guy with the gun.
No, that was on Spud's
Different
neighborhood.
time you were bird
Dude,
dogging a crazy guy.
I opened my. I come outside the other day. I opened my door, and there's this dude who's just like all like scraggly, just standing outside my house, and my neighbor's outside being like, "Yo, dude, fucking get the fuck out of here!" Blah 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 blah. He's getting all mad. And apparently, this guy was just randomly ringing doorbells and trying to just like push his way in. Once you'd open the door, he'd try to push his way into your house. So
you
he
told
tri-
me about this guy.
He tried to force
Yes.
entry into my neighbor's house, dude. It was
Yes.
the fucking funniest thing. He comes in.
Did he explain why he was doing that? Did
He
anybody
couldn't.
ask him?
So, dude, he tries to push his way into my neighbor's house. My neighbor's like, "Come on, man, get the fuck off me." He would just ring the doorbells, and I'm like, "Oh, relax, it's all right." My neighbor's like, "Not fucking all right." I'm like, "Take it easy. This guy's fucking out of his mind." I'm like, "Dude, what are you doing?" He had like
You
a
talked to
hospital
him?
band. Yeah, like he has a hospital band on. He's like 19th Street, and I was like, "You're close to 19th Street. Yeah, is that what you're looking for?" He's like 19th Street. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
walking my dogs. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's up this way. Come on." So he started walking up there, and the whole time he's like looking back at my dogs and kind of running. So I let him go. I'm
He's
like,
running.
he started like taking off. So he would get real skittish around my dogs. So he fucking like I looked at his hospital bracelet, said unknown. Dude was pure unknown soldier.
He was an alien, dude. He might have been from the future.
Yo, this
He
guy
might have been
looked like
from
a
the
time
future.
traveler, bro. All he could say was 19th Street, and he was just walking up and down, and he would get like this. He would get like up in people's faces and talk to them. This guy fucking stunk. Dude, he
was from the future.
So I start tailing him. I'm like, I got to make sure. I got to see where the fuck this guy's going. Because he's going to try to get in someone's house, and he's either going to like
He's gonna get shot.
get shot, or push into like a mom holding their kid, and like,
Yeah.
who the fuck knows?
Nothing good's gonna happen.
Now I feel
He's
responsible.
not gonna go in and fucking clean someone's house.
I felt responsible for this
he
guy.
might if he was on meth.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy was purely shot out
He
of
could
a
have
cannon.
broke in and sucked someone's dick.
Well, I might have been able to get my dick sucked from this guy, but in my head, I'm like, dude, I feel like I can't just unleash this guy, knowing that I was watching him try to get into other houses. He'd ring doorbells, so I'm just like tailing him, like, dude, I called the cops. I'm like, you guys have to come get this guy. Someone's gonna kill this fucking dude.
Yeah.
So he's like, So, dude, they first of all, they don't ever show up at all to anything. So, like, I'm like, whatever.
The police?
I called them, dude, 30 minutes. They're like,
You're not a fan of the police.
Where is he? They're fucking lazy, dude. It's like,
Police are lazy?
the laziest, dude. I've said it before. They're like union carpenters with guns. They're the laziest motherfuckers. They're like,
yo, how about those fucking, I'm
Go ahead,
sorry to
please,
interrupt, but
jump in.
boy, those TikToks are just fucking terrifying.
Bro.
Every single cop or military member that made a fucking TikTok should definitely be fucking removed from that.
Yeah.
None of those people should have a gun.
No, dude.
You are fucking retarded.
If you're on there being like, I used to get bullied. Look how fucking jacked and gun owning I am right now. It's like, dude, get him the fuck out.
Get him
of
out. He's going to execute a family.
Well, you know that
in
the police
Iraq.
monitor, like, whoever's a felon, they'll monitor their social media in the area. Those cops, well, apparently the cops got in trouble. The Philly cops, a lot of them just got sent to death duty because they went back in their Facebook and they were writing racist shit when Obama was in. So they just did a big sweep of the Philadelphia Police Department.
Oh, that'd be the whole fucking squad. In 08?
A lot of them, yeah. They went back years in. There was like, there was some people that got sent on to death duty.
Fuck,
go ahead, please, go ahead.
Bro, Last Chance U.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
No,
not
I
at
didn't
all.
see it, no.
All right, the end of Last Chance U.
Yeah.
So their head coach is this wigger from Compton. They're in Independence, Kansas. He's got a team of some of the best players in the country, but they are fucking fully retarded.
Yeah.
Whole squad. There's no help from the coaches. Everybody's fucking retarded. This is the fucking making a murderer of a fucking community college in Indiana or in Kansas. And so at the very end, did I say this already?
No.
At the very end, it goes through everybody's like, this person went on to play at Western Kentucky. Like it shows their picture and then underneath it tells them what happened. And then there's a like epilogue.
Yeah.
Where it's like, and the head coach gets fired because of this. And it cuts to a news story, a local news story that's like, Independence, Kansas coach is in hot water after a tweet from a German student reveals this, this was his tweet. And it was like, you German fuck, I am your new Hitler. It was just like, what a great ending to a series. I watched this series for like 8 hours, and I'm like, you know what? These guys aren't so bad. And then it ends with the coach getting fired for being like, I am Hitler. Like,
Oh,
yes.
my God.
So if you get a chance to watch Last Chance U,
I mean, dude,
I did spoil the incredible twist.
that's still hilarious.
What a great twist.
I'm your Hitler.
And the German,
there's people like
the
you said,
exchange student was like, I come to America for fun, to play the football because I love the game. And then Coach Brown, he say, he is Hitler, and I'm here to show the world that I will not stand for this. It's like, yes, dude. Destroy him.
Damn, dude, took that guy down. Well, dude, I saw a thing of
They treated him like shit from day one. You know what's nice? Netflix, it's like if you watch it again, knowing that that's the ending, it's hilarious. Because they treat him like shit throughout.
and he just butt fucked people.
He was a kid from Germany who moved to a fucking community college in Kansas because he wanted to play football, and they redshirted him and made him the ref during practice. So he's like carrying around footballs, and they're like, "Move your fucking German ass, you fucking pussy!" Like
Holy shit!
throughout the season, they're mean to this kid.
He never played.
You see him in the background lurking around, like he's going to be the one who murders the coach. It's great.
Oh, so he didn't even really play.
Didn't even play a fucking. He didn't put a pad on.
And he just absolutely.
They gave him a Foot Locker jersey and made him like clean the field.
Was he any good at football?
I doubt it. He's a fucking German
Probably,
kid.
yeah, that's true.
But he, like, at one point he gets an award. In the beginning of the season, he gets an award, and the head coach is like, most of y'all motherfuckers don't know this kid. I don't even know his fucking name, but he's the one. He's being a fucking ref for us. So, clap it up for, what's your fucking name? All right, clap it up for him.
Fuck,
Thanks.
man.
Sit the fuck down, motherfucker. And it's like, yo, that kid's going to end you, bro.
And then he
And then
did.
he's like, the reason he was yelling at the kid was because he was making the German kid put up posters of lions in his office. He was like, where the fuck are those posters? This is the
He didn't put
dumbest
the posters
fucking
up?
dude. He was late to put the posters up. So he was like, where
Lions?
the fuck are
It
you?
was like courage. If you have the strength,
It was like an army of lions led by a sheep is not as good as an army of sheep led by a lion. This is the head coach.
being like, you guys are obviously sheep, and I'm a lion.
I'm a lion, dude. I'm the man. He is this coach is the biggest fucking retard. I thought Buddy was. Buddy was the last coach, which was an obese dude from Mississippi. That was just hilarious. I mean,
Can you
that
imagine
guy.
the crew filming and the whole time?
Oh
being
my
like,
god! Every day they must be like, "Holy shit, this guy's an idiot."
God damn.
This dude from Compton is the best guy ever. Oh. You need to watch this guy.
I've heard. You told me about him. He would seem like the
last year. I was stoked on this guy, ultimate wigger, but last year the team was good. This year the team fucking goes like 1-9.
Was it the same coach? Or different coach?
Same coach.
So he ended up
the first 2 seasons was this fat dude from Mississippi.
Gotcha.
This year, the last 2 seasons have been Independence, Kansas, and it's been a
dude from Bompton.
A dude from Bompton. And every pregame speech, it's just that. He gets up, he's like, "Yo, I'm fucking from Compton, dude. Let's go."
I'm Hitler.
All the players are like, "All right." It's last chance
hilarious.
you. I mean, the fact that he gets nailed for texting "I am Hitler"
to a German too.
To a German.
If he had done it to a Jew, it would have been a lot more like controversial.
"I am your new Hitler."
I mean, I guess.
And the German student gave it to the. It's so.
Although, to be fair, it's like Hitler did make Germans kill Jews. So apparently he's like, look, you better hang up these posters or I'm going to make you systematically murder millions of Jewish people.
If you knew the head coach,
I'm a fucking lion,
If you knew the head coach, you would know he wasn't thinking that far ahead.
Obviously, yeah.
This guy is.
He was just trying to drive a point home.
Awesome. He's got a book out right now. I might get it.
What's it called? I Am Hitler?
It's this guy. Oh, man. Sad life, man.
Yeah, man.
He's talking to the players. He's like, "Yo, after this game, we're going to fuck them up. And now I'm going to go get some pussy. I'm getting pussy tonight. Let's go."
Dude, did you see there was an interview with Gavin McInnes. Where he's not doing good. Gavin McInnes, there's an interview where he's just like, "This is my life now. I've been stripped of everything. And I just sit in a cabin. I just watch Tucker Carlson and drink whiskey. And like, it's really fucking sad, man. I don't think I got a fair shake. But like, now I've just been personified as like this really evil person." Dude, it's like... I mean, I've never been real big on fucking Gavin McInnes. You watch his life, and you're like, because I'm in my head, I'm like, we're ripping online. This is fun. Say whatever we want. And I'm watching this guy like, yeah, they kind of portrayed me as like being a Nazi, and now like I don't know.
Everything.
I got cut out of my advertising firm I started. Shane was going to bring me back to like Vice, but like that kind of fell through. And yeah, man, it's like I don't know what I'm going to do now. I was like, damn, dude.
You just got to go full.
I mean, yeah, the guy definitely still has money. I would assume. I mean, he's still technically creating content. This might just be dark. Gavin McInnes, dark. He's like glasses in a log.
Sad time.
He's like glasses in a log cabin with like a perfectly manicured beard, drinking like drinking like whiskey, being like, "This is the time I drink whiskey and watch Tucker late at night." This is all.
He needs to get into public speaking for money.
Obviously, yeah, that'd be
so super easy. Just make appearances.
He can also write a book.
Go the Screech route. You don't see fucking Screech belly aching. Screech went out on the road, dude.
5 G's in appearance, bro.
Screech isn't belly aching. Dennis Rodman was doing fucking appearances in like Harrisburg before he fucking went to North Korea.
Yeah, dude.
You find a way, dude.
He can go.
Maybe you got to be dumb enough to just be like, fuck it. I'll do it. If you're smart and get stripped of everything, I'm sure it hurts.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
a fucking moron, dude.
Well, he also, like I said, he's like, I started an ad agency, and they kind of like took it from me. You know, like that sucks.
Yes, and especially because Gavin was kind of falsely. A lot of it was false.
Was it really?
Accusations about him.
Yeah, well, that's a cautionary tale.
The Proud Boys and stuff. Like, if you do any research really into the Proud Boys, it's like, all right, this is overblown. Yeah, this is incredibly overblown.
That was like a Reddit comment section brought to life, and everyone's like, "Woo, we're hanging out now." And it's like, I mean, again, though, if you're in a position where you feel like you have a bunch of people who might be perceived as Nazis around you, like in droves, it's like. Yeah. He distanced himself real late.
Think of our listeners.
I know.
If people started calling
Nazis.
Chat Nation fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
Also, we should not have a name for our group.
Too late.
That's step one.
Too late.
Step one of becoming Nazis is having a name for your followers.
That's true.
Or we go nameless.
True.
These are the unnamed masses, dude.
Yeah, dude. Who is it? No one even knows who's listening.
Dude, our listeners lurk in the shadows, dude. They're ashamed to tell people they listen to this.
For sure. Which is funny.
They're at work right now just like...
Yeah, we're definitely like
a fat
Russian
black lady in the cubicle over. Like, what are you listening to? It's like nothing. Oh, absolutely nothing.
So you get caught watching porn. Yeah, this is definitely. We'll definitely have like 2 like heavily mustached like rubber booted men come in here and shoot us soon. once they take over all the white pizza places in West Philadelphia, we're next.
They need to lock that down.
Jesus Christ, the dumbest fucking thing. Oh, dude. So I'm tailing this guy. I'm tailing a crazy guy with my 2 dogs.
Oh fuck.
What?
I was supposed to meet.
Oh, you're supposed to go to.
How long have we been on? We've been on the air for a while.
We're around in 2 hours.
All right.
I'll get out of here, dude.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I haven't. Let me see what these guys are saying. Go ahead.
Dude. So I'm like trailing this guy. I'm like, because he just like disappeared at a certain point. Because I don't want to like stay behind him. So like this guy's like out of his mind, and I didn't want to like set off his paranoia. So I'm like walking behind this dude. He disappears. I'm like, where the fuck? Now I'm starting to get into weird theories where I'm like, maybe this guy is a fucking time traveler.
He is a time
He
traveler.
just disappeared. And I'm like, how the fuck? He was wearing a blue shorts and a blue shirt. You couldn't miss this fucking dude.
He was a Crip.
He was crippin', yeah, for sure. He looked like Joe from the Concrete Pit.
Uh-oh.
A replica, dude. He almost looked exactly.
Perhaps time traveler.
Perhaps. He might have traveled back in time to undo the brutal murder of his wife based off of watching too much Sons of Anarchy on TV.
He's got to go. Yeah, he's probably trying to find Netflix or the FX headquarters.
Yeah, dude. Like, take that fucking show down. It's
He's gotta
too
go
fucking
shoot,
sweet, dude.
He's going to shoot Jax in the head. Undo this misery.
Dude, so he comes out finally. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? I see him come out of a pizza place.
Fuck, they're there.
Are they?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's drinking a Sprite.
Yes.
He's just sipping on a Sprite. And he's sitting there, and I'm like, all right. I start following him again. I'm like, call the cops. They're like, well, he's in another district now, dude. He's two blocks out of our district. There's nothing we can do. And I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna fucking get killed. So then I'm like, all right, this is not my problem. I walk away. Within 2 seconds, some dude gets up in his face. The guy had his hand down his pants the whole time. Guy's like, get out of my fucking face. Your hand down your pants. I'm like, fuck you up, blah, 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 blah. This guy's about to get punched in the face. I'm like, dude. I'm like, he's fine. Come on. So then the guy's like, 19th Street. I'm like, where are you trying to go?
Traveler.
I'm like, where are you trying to go? 19th Street? And he would just look at a house. And he kept saying, like, every building was 19th Street.
This is terrifying.
It was crazy. And then he would go and ring the doorbell. I'm like, dude, stop. I'm like, finally, dude, I get him to a big post office. And I'm like, yo, bro.
Oh, yeah.
19th Street.
You told me this.
Right
you
there,
unleashed
bro.
him in the fucking...
I'm like, that's 19th. Because the cops wouldn't fucking come. I'm like, if the post
him in a
office
federal
comes,
building.
Yeah, put this motherfucker in a federal building. The cops are going to come
Have
quick.
you checked, like, the news or anything?
Nah, I just
He
was like...
might have gone in there and committed a real serious crime. And
Not
they're like,
my problem,
why did he attack the post office? Just the shaman.
Dude.
The shaman walking a dog like, there's 19. Get in there.
I was
Get
like,
him.
someone will come get... Dude, this guy was going to get fucked up. Like, he was going to hurt somebody.
White guy?
Yeah.
He just ran into fucking several sassy black women with post office.
Dude,
whoa.
He was getting up. There was these old black dudes. He was getting real close to them, and they were like, hey, man, relax. The one guy was, like, checking his armband for him. Like, hey, man, like, you need to go get help, dude. And he was like, 19th Street? And like, dude, and they're looking at me, and I'm like, I don't know how I became this guy's custodian. Got him to the post office. Dude, it was the funniest fucking thing. I was like, 19th Street. He opens the door and looks back at me like, it was like as if I'd like let someone into heaven. He was just like, I'm in here. I was like, 19th Street, bro. And he walked right in, opened the other door, disappeared, and I went home. I was like, fuck this shit.
He probably, dude.
I don't know. He must have, and I sat there for like 2 minutes to see if he came, like got bounced right back out. He didn't come out after like 2 minutes. So I was like, I'm done.
Hey, on Sunday, we're going to record another one.
Are we really?
Oh, shit. You're not going to be back.
What is it, Sunday the 5th?
The 4th.
I'll be in Bammer. I'll get the total deets and figure that all out.
Damn it, dude. I'm on the road all of August.
We'll have to figure out a Skype connection.
So in August, get ready for a Matt heavy fucking month.
Yeah, dude.
Because
There's a lot of Shane loyalists.
8th, 9th, and 10th, House of Comedy in Phoenix. Then I'm going to be in fucking L.A. from like the 14th to the 21st. So all you West Coast dogs, check my Twitter. I'll post some shit. 22nd, Harrisburg Comedy Zone. That's what. Oh yeah, we're gonna get it. All right. Well, that's still fucking 3 weeks.
Yeah.
23rd and 24th, DC Draft House. 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, Cap City in Austin.
Yeah.
We're doing it,
Bro.
Come to those, please, because no one knows who the fuck I am.
Well,
and
dude,
I'm just gonna go bomb at these empty fucking shitholes.
this is a transitory time for the podcast, dude. And people are either going to, like I said, if some of the fucking, as this thing rises out of the ground, if some of the people holding on fall off, that's totally fine.
True.
It'll just, it'll keep blasting into space.
The cast is. Don't fear the Reaper, dude.
Exactly.
Just whatever happens.
Well, dude, we're going to do, we'll try to figure out a Skype type thing. If that doesn't work,
We'll figure it out.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get fucking GoPros. So in all the podcasts while you're gone are going to be videotaped where people are looking at it. It's all going to be POV from the speaker, and all the videos are going to be like. So if someone's talking, all the POVs will go on that guy naturally. So
All right.
Either way, let's roll.
I gotta go. I love you.
Bye.